For the 25-26 school year, let us help you. We've created the New Orleans Teacher Job Board, which is the official job platform of public schools in New Orleans. You can apply to any school in the city. Simply post your resume and provide information about yourself. Visit our website to learn more and apply. www.neworleansteacherjobboard.org.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Texas Democrat Representative Jasmine Crockett is facing backlash after saying some Republicans would, quote, throw her back in chains if they could.
I know that there was a time and a place, and if they could, they would throw me back in chains. Somehow, those that came before us managed to break loose of the physical chains, even though we still have a bunch of systemic chains that we are still kind of wrangling with.
Speaking on the podcast Outlaws with T.S. Madison, she compared GOP attacks to systemic racism, calling them tired and old, but still dangerous. A federal judge has blocked the Trump administration from enforcing anti-DEI executive orders tied to federal grants. The court ruled the orders unlawfully targeted protected communities and suppressed free speech. And recording artist Doechii slammed President Trump's immigration crackdown during her BET Awards speech, calling it a ruthless attack creating fear. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome. It's the Front Porch, WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
I'm your host, Graylin Bryant Banks.
And I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree. Hey, y'all.
That's Myra Dupree on the other side of the glass, y'all. Bringing it to you right here. Of course, Brother Nyron is there, making sure she gets the slidey thing down.
The slidey thing.
Thank y'all for
that
joining us.
That will forever be funny.
That's going to be the thing right there.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for joining us as we begin today's episode of the Front Porch from the historic campus of Xavier University from our studios right here at the foot of the overpass on South Norman C. Francis Parkway. www.wbok1230.com is the address in case you want to stop on by. Grab yourself a comfortable chair, a mug or a tumbler of your favorite frosty or steaming adult beverage. Mind your manners, though. When you get here, say good morning. Holler at your people. Kick it with us for the next 3 hours as we continue to examine this world through a 504 focused scope. And, of course, the number one top-ranking way we love to hear from each and every one of y'all is the WBOK 1230 AM Talk Line, 504-582-9422. And where else we at?
We're on Facebook. We're on all podcast streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbeam. We're also on, you said Instagram, and if you didn't, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and I think that's all of them.
Like savoir faire.
That's a lot.
We're everywhere.
We is everywhere. There we go.
There you go. So if you won't get with us, because we sure would love to see you.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, Kimber?
It is Wednesday.
Hump day.
Yes.
Bad
Bad Churn Wednesday. And this week has been having some odd headlines. So, you know, I look and then I back out now. I'm not even jumping to talk about much of it anymore because it's like, you know what? It is what it is. And unless there's a plan to do something different, this is where we are. And bop, bop, baloo, bop, bop, bam, boom. All of that good
It's
stuff.
Wednesday's Day.
Huh?
It's Wednesday's Day.
It's yes. If you want to remember how to spell it, if you're writing it, Wednesday is definitely a way to remember.
There you go.
It is
Yeah.
Wednesday's Day.
There you go. Hump day.
Yeah.
Less letters. Easy to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know what it is.
Yes.
Absolutely.
For sure.
It's a lovely day in the neighborhood getting up this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Hadn't gotten too hot yet,
Not yet.
but it's coming.
They had a lot of traffic this morning.
No, coming from the other side.
Yeah, and I mean, I was like, we gonna be late, and we got here in time, but it was a lot of cars on the road today. I was like, what's going on? On the
Wednesday.
festival, the middle of the week, like what's going
That's what I'm
on?
saying. It's Wednesday, hump day. I don't know. People, well, they may be starting a new trend to start the weekend on Wednesday. instead of Thursday.
Maybe, because I
All
was like, what is this? And why? Go. Why aren't you where you're supposed to be already, or why aren't you still where you were? Because this is not normal.
Sean, our friend down under.
Mm-hmm.
See, I've been through Wednesday. It was okay.
Well, good for you.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for that, my friend.
Right.
Thank you for that. It's good to know that the rest of the day is gonna be okay.
We'll get through it. If nothing else, we'll get through it.
All the way on the other side of the planet, man.
Mhm.
Thank you for joining us, dude. It's always good to have you here with us. And all of you guys who joined us from far and near.
Mm-hmm.
We are always so grateful for your presence, hanging out here with us on the front porch as we try to get your day started, with a little whatever we do. here.
Whatever we do, yeah. It is
Whatever we do. here.
indeed that.
And if you like it, I figure that's why you're here.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to continue to do it, although we cannot exactly define it and tell you exactly what it is. People say, what is your show? I say, it's the front porch. Literally,
that mean? What does that mean,
and that's, if you ever sat on the porch, yeah, you know how the conversation go? Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
That's it.
Huh?
That's what we do. That's what we
And
do.
say, how does it work? It actually works pretty good.
Right, and for quite some time.
It works pretty good for quite some time. And people like it's the world's largest front porch.
It is indeed that.
It is the world's largest front porch.
So-
We can say that.
Mm-hmm. So how you doing today?
I am good, man. Middle of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Got some things done. We're having the memorial for Mike Saturday.
Okay.
So that's coming. I've been working on that. Getting, muddling on through.
Yeah.
Lucky enough to get one day at a time and get it, enjoy it, grab all the
Mm-hmm.
whatever you need to get out of it in that day,
Right.
and then move on to the next one. So yeah, it has been pretty good. It's been a good week. Got some other stuff going, some other interests that are going. They got a call yesterday out of the blue about some voice work. I hope that comes through.
Okay.
And that's always when people think about you, when they call and say, hey, blah, 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 I want to do something with you, and would you mind if I tell somebody what you do? No,
Mm-hmm.
no, 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 no.
I am available. Thank you.
I don't mind one bit at all.
Right.
And since I've done the 2 books, I really like the whole voice thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's, you see how I dress. And that's, you go to the studio just like we're doing right now.
Correct.
A little different because it's a script involved, but very much in my lane.
Mm-hmm.
If there was a druther's lane of what we could do to just be able to do, that would be one of the dids that I choose.
That you choose.
Yes,
Okay.
indeed.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Definitely fair.
Yeah. And it's fun.
Mhm.
So, so it's been good, man. It's been good. Everybody's well. All the people's down in Costa Rica.
Yes.
I've been getting pictures, and they on the beach, and they splashing around, and they eating fresh dragon fruit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good times.
So yeah, man, I'm jealous.
Are
Just let me
you?
say that. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Somebody got to keep on muling. But shouts out to Ryan because he's the mule in Costa Rica right now. Herding them all together, pulling the wagon,
Oh,
and
man.
getting it done. So yeah, shouts out to you, Ryan.
They're having a good time.
I think they're having a good time.
And
I
you
hope
would
they're
not-
having a good time.
You would not want it any other way.
Oh, I would not begrudge them 1 second.
Right.
Not 1 second. I'm just mad I ain't there. I ain't too proud to say that.
Mhm.
I'm just regular. Well, you kidding? I mean, your company good, like, but they're on the beach
Hey,
in
I
Costa
know.
Rica.
Listen,
You
I
understand?
definitely
they're
get
on the
it.
beach in Costa Rica.
I definitely get it.
Oh man, but yeah. I don't know. I know the Blue Notes coming up. I was thinking about going to that. I don't know if I'm gonna get a chance to because I got some other things that are working. But that's gonna be over Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
And I just got the notice that they added Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh.
That's a good show. Man.
Oh.
That's gonna be a good show.
So the Blue Notes, is that
the
the
Black
former
Music Experience.
Oh,
That's what it is.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
Black
Because I'm
Music
like the Blue
Experience.
Notes. Blue Notes. I'm thinking Harold Melvin.
Oh, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes.
That
were
was a group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this was Blue Note Jazz.
Ah.
This was Blue Note Jazz.
Okay.
And then from the Blue Note Jazz Festival birthed the Black Music Experience because just the musician Robert Glasper
Yes, I know who that
was
is.
doing a residency at Blue Note.
Okay.
And Dave Chappelle would stop in
Mm-hmm.
at that residency, and they were kicking it and decided, hey man, let's take this room and make it a festival
Okay.
with music. I mean, if everybody from Soul Rebels with Talib Kweli,
Talib Kweli.
that's him,
Yeah.
and one other guy.
Yeah.
Them, Christian Scott, John Legend. It's just, tanking the bangers.
Mhm.
New Orleans always represented.
Of course.
Since he has been doing it, since Blue Note has done the first disc, was it the first one in Napa? They have always represented. New Orleans has always been represented. I've seen Chief Ajua Atunde.
Mhm.
I've seen him up there. I saw Tank and the Bangers up there. Saw Soul Rebels up there. And it's just so dope, man, to see your folks doing what they do and sharing that gift in a different place with other people. And just watching the magic, watch what it happens. Because I say, I know what it does. I know what the music does. I've seen it a bunch of times, but it's always fun to see that magic happen on other people. So yeah, that's how they started that. And then it morphed from the Blue Note Napa Jazz Festival into the Black Music Experience, which again, Robert Glasper said, let me take more of a lead in it and curate it kind of like his own musical taste.
Right.
His own musical taste. So yeah. It should be nice, man.
Yeah. Talib Kweli. Mhm.
Yeah, which is a great mix, man.
Yeah.
Soul Rebels, because it was two of them. It was Talib Kweli and I don't remember. It was two of them. Soul Rebels featuring these two. He was one,
I
and
am
the
a
other.
fan of Robert Glasper, but I have a crush on Talib Kweli.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I recognized the name. Okay, all right. I recognized the name. I didn't know his music per se, but when I heard him with Soul Rebels, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
all right, I know that. I know
this
that.
is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how it was. Somebody else. It was two of them. I'm gonna find it though. But and then they'll be back. Soul Rebel will be back this year.
Okay.
I don't know. They did say who they were gonna be. Hold on, man. I can't just be talking about them dudes,
You're
man.
gonna pull it up,
And I gotta pull it up and let y'all know.
yeah, Talib Kweli, Mos Def, people of their ilk. Nice, except for Common. I'm not a Common fan. I like his
So
music.
he was there. He was
I like
there.
his music, but I'm not a.
D Nice, in Common and D Nice. I think they've been collaborators, like producer and rapper for a long time.
Okay.
They did a set up there last year.
Yeah. Let's see what we got going on.
man.
Oh no, this is a good lineup.
Oh yeah, Robert Glasper with special guest Questlove, Yeba, Slum Village, Jasmine Sullivan,
girl.
The Roots,
Mm-hmm.
Hiatus Coyote,
Uh-huh.
Anthony Hamilton, Willow, D Nice, just mentioned him, featuring Slick Rick this time.
Okay.
He was with Common
Uh-huh.
last time. This time he's with Slick Rick. DJ Jazzy Jeff, who's been there every year.
He's a cutie pie.
Esperanza Spalding, Big Daddy Kane featuring,
Talib Kweli.
there you go,
Mhm.
Lupe Fiasco.
I like him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. He was up there in the opening year. I again, not familiar, but man, oh, damn, man,
Kick,
I like this.
Push, and Coast.
Terrence Martin featuring Kenyon Dixon.
I don't know.
The Soul
Rebels.
Rebels featuring Warren G.
And Go Play. Wow. Wow.
I'm telling you, man. Infinity Song, Little Brother, Saba, Baby Rose, Kim Burrell, Anissa Strange,
They could have taken Kim Burrell off.
Jay Ivy, Braxton Cook, James Francis, Freelance, and Jahi Sundance, hosted by
Sway.
and Heather B.
Uh-huh.
And in the after parties, which happened on site, D Nice, DJ Questlove, DJ Jazzy Jeff, and
Talib Kweli.
then featuring Brian Michael Cox, Jahi Sundance, and appearances by Dion Cole, Sam J, and Afion Crockett.
Now I know all three of those.
And they just added Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Right.
I just got that notice yesterday.
That's pretty cool.
They just added Earth, Wind, and Fire 3 days over Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I hit the lotto, I'm going to be there.
We talked about that jazz weekend that they had last year. I think it was Patty Austin that was there that we were looking at, and we were looking at the tickets, and like one of
Was
the
that
tickets was
Napa?
like, I don't remember where. It was in California, but I don't
Okay.
remember. And it was like one of the tickets was like, no, for you to get all of the things, it was like $1,500. It was like, oh, yeah, that's cute. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit the lotto would be that.
I went to the first two, though.
Mhm.
I got to say, and it's your people.
Right.
It's not, it's a great crowd. Folks that wanted to be there.
Mhm.
When I tell you, a vibe, when folks spend money to go places, they ain't really no trouble.
Right.
No sneak, because you got to be in Napa. You got to come way up.
Well, I
to get
mean,
there.
not just that. It's just like when you are preparing to do something outside of where you live.
Yeah.
No, you're going with the expectation that you're going to have a very good time. So you're going in the very least in the spirit of enjoyment.
I would hope
and
so.
not humbug.
And not humbuggers. Leave all
Yeah.
that madness at home. Just come and have a good time. Now the Ramsey say Hiatus Coyote is a killer group.
Okay.
Well, now you see that's high cotton, right? Because I trust down the Ramsey. And a lot of y'all be telling me stuff. But when it comes to music,
Well,
man,
he is a musician extraordinaire.
let me tell you
So,
something.
you know.
I'm gonna have to get into him. I have not. Until I read that right there, I didn't even know.
I
they
didn't. I
were.
don't know who they are.
But I'll be checking them out. Thanks, D. Ramsey.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Front Porch, y'all. WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
Stick and stay, y'all. Hump Day.
Yeah.
Bad Churn Wednesday.
Bad
We're
churn.
going to see y'all on the other side of the break.
New Orleans never sleeps, and neither does WBOK. Now, every voice, every moment, and every show is in your pocket. Search WBOK Media wherever you get podcasts. Download, share, rate us 5 stars. Because when you support us, you amplify Black voices and the New Orleans culture.
Good morning and happy Wednesday. I'm Morgan Lentis with WDSU News, and here's a look at today's headlines. The New Orleans Police Department is investigating a shooting from overnight in Central City. It happened around 10:45 near the intersection of St. Andrew Street and Simon Boulevard Avenue. Detectives say a woman was shot. She was transported by EMS to a local hospital for treatment. There's no word on her condition at this time. Then the latest NOPD Citizen Satisfaction Survey is providing new insight into how safe people feel in the Crescent City. That survey found satisfaction with the police department went up 7 points from 40% last year to 47% this year. More than half of people surveyed say the city is safe, adding they think bringing in Louisiana State Police is having a positive impact. The legislative session in Baton Rouge comes to an end tomorrow, and before then, lawmakers will consider a first-of-its-kind bill that would criminalize law enforcement agencies that do not cooperate with ICE. The Senate will consider that measure today. And finally, the LSU Tigers depart Baton Rouge this morning, headed to Omaha in search of another national championship. Fans are encouraged to cheer them on as they leave Alex Fox Stadium beginning at 9 a.m. The Tigers play Arkansas this Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Time. And that's a look at today's headlines. I'm Morgan Lentis with WDSU News. Have a great day.
Welcome to Chemical of the Month by the community scientists at Rise St. James. This month, we spotlight phthalates, chemicals added to plastics, especially PVC, to make them more flexible and durable. But there's more. Research shows phthalates may disrupt hormones, affect reproductive health, and contribute to environmental pollution impacting our communities. Join us as we explore how these additives shape our everyday lives and the world around us. For more details, visit risestjames.org. Empower your knowledge with Rise.
Hi, this is Cary Grant. Let's elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events and sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join us every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Cary Show.
Visit DePaul's new Algiers Health Center at 2801 General de Gaulle Drive to receive primary and preventive care for both adults and children. Services also include behavioral health, imaging, and on-site pharmacy, vision, Medicaid enrollment assistance, and more. For appointments, visit DePaulCommunityHealthCenters.org or call 504-207-3060.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. You're on the front porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
Welcome back, y'all. It's the Front Porch. 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
I'm your host, Graylin Bryant Banks.
And I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree. Hey, y'all.
But the tyrant just threw it over. He's right there next to Imari Dupree, and of course being overseen by the one and only Naira, and making it happen right here on this Bad Cheering Wednesday. Hump Day, making it do what it do. 504-582-9422. What's going on, Elwin?
Good morning, Braylon. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, radio family.
Good morning.
Let me. What y'all was reading a list from groups going to be where?
Oh, the Black Radio Experience. That's going. It's a concert that's happening over Labor Day weekend in Napa.
In where?
Napa, California.
Oh, Napa, California. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, what I'm about to say is, why haven't my girl India Ari has been on that list?
I don't know that she hasn't been, but India has really just kind of been laying low. Yeah. And I went to her last concert, her last tour that she did, and somebody close to her died.
You know what? I was just about to say, didn't something happen? I thought something happened with India Ari that made her kind of, I mean, not fall off like you think,
right? But she just kind of withdrew a bit,
and she stepped back from what she was doing.
Yeah.
Who was that? Who was that?
I don't remember if it was a producer. It was somebody who had worked with her. It wasn't a family member, but it was somebody who was close to her who had worked with her or producing music or something in the creation of her music. And when they passed, she you
I
kind
know I
of
remember
didn't hear from
something on the
her
periphery hearing
for a
about
while.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she hadn't been around. But that's what I think. I don't think she's gone. I just think she faded, back a little bit for the time being.
I'm gonna say this. I was on the show before y'all came on. I think the police needs to take how to talk to the public, because some of them don't know how to talk to the public. They just say what's on there. They just say what comes out of their mouth. I think if you talk to the public much better, I think the public will understand how they treat people. But I don't think they should be talking to people any kind of way. And some of the police talk to people any kind of way because they got that badge on and because they got that uniform on. I've always said this, and I'll say this again. Some of your police are the Ku Klux Klan. They're just hiding behind that uniform.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay. And that's what I think of the police. I mean, I don't want them at my house because I had a couple of run-ins with them. But if it gets too serious enough, I will call the sheriff. Okay? I do not want the police at my house. I do not like them.
All right.
For many of reasons, I do not like the police. But if I would get in the spot, I'll say this: I'd rather a sheriff to handle the problem than the police.
Okay. Well, I hope you don't get no reason to have to call either one of them, my brother.
Right.
Well, neither would I. I enjoyed that tribute that y'all gave to Sly yesterday, even on the show that comes on at 2 o'clock. I can't think of it. Tabitha Smiley. I enjoyed it. But the thing is, we all gonna miss Sly, man. Sly was one of the, he said what was on his mind, and he put it to the music. And you don't have many artists that's doing that today. I mean, from back in the day, because many of the artists is leaving that was back in the day. They're slipping away. And I do think Sly was one of the best. In fact, I played his greatest hits. I played all of his greatest hits yesterday with Sly and the Family Stone.
That was all day?
No, not all day, but I played it. I played the whole thing.
Okay.
All right.
So I do think Sly was one of the originals back in the day.
He was that.
And we will miss Sly. But what's going to happen to the family? The family's not going to make any more music, Larry Graham.
I know, I don't think the Family Stone is still been around forever, bro. But I mean, a lot of those musicians are still. I know Larry Graham is, but I don't know what the rest of them are doing because that's been years, God. But I mean, you still got all the music you need.
Right?
That's Sly left it for you, man. You got the greatest hits, and you got everything else. So I don't know if it's gonna get no better than that. Not from him.
Do you have a latest album out or something?
Who?
Because I heard Sly had some good music, but it's not. I heard this from Tom Joyner a couple of years ago. He still has some good music out, but
I don't know who owns it though. If it's
that.
in the vault, I don't know if it's in the new music he made. He might have music that would be new to us that have never been released. I mean, Prince got vaults of music. Michael Jackson too, man.
Yeah.
The dude's got lots and lots. And the question is who owns it? Is it who's gonna remix it, remaster it? If it's gonna be marketed and released, but it'll be new to us. But it's not gonna be new music per se.
Right. It's going to be new to us. I mean, it's going to be new to me because I didn't hear it before. And it'll be because I had called my distributor yesterday about the music, and I told him I was going to call him back, but I didn't have a chance to call him back. So I asked him, is there anything out here by slide that he put out? Is there's something else out here? What he had released, and they didn't tell me that. They was looking it up, but they never did get back with me.
All right. Well, it's all good, cuz. He got what we got. I know we got a lot that he did. Say again?
You about to have the moonshine doctors on today, right?
Hope so. In the last hour.
Tell them,
yeah, I
don't
hope
drink
so.
too much of that moonshine. Just give me some of it.
I have not heard either of them make reference to making moonshine, Ellen. Not either one of them.
But I call them the moonshine doctors.
I heard that you do, but I don't know that would be relevant for them. But okay.
I want to hear what they got to say when you tell them. I call them the moonshine doctors.
Yeah. I'm curious to know too, and because they probably say, well, what does that mean?
Right.
And then we'll have to call you back. So why don't we just skip that and say, what does that mean, Elwin?
Well, you know where moonshine come from, right?
From making corn liquor.
Well, I mean, they are letting us know about the diseases that's out here now. So they are out. They're letting us know everything that's going on. That's why I got the moonshine doctors.
All right. Okay, then. Well, yeah. That makes no sense at all. But we're going to go with that.
Sure.
We're going to go with that.
Coming from me,
it's all right.
Coming from me, it makes sense.
And that's the scary part. But I will call the doctors, the moonshine doctors,
and
this
wait
afternoon
for their
when they get here, and we will gauge their reaction. You'll be listening, so you'll know. All right? And we'll see if it's everything that you hope it would be.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Oh, you're welcome, brother. Anything for you.
And have a great day.
And you do too.
Bye, Kim.
Bye, Elwin. All right. All right. That was a whole lot of words.
That was the moonshine doctors because they tell you about disease. All right. Okay.
Yeah. No correlation, but all right.
Well.
All right.
And that's what he was. Mark said everybody hate the police until they need them.
Yeah, and so like I could understand you having an odd relationship with the police, right? Because there have been some people who wear the badge and who do some terrible things, right? We were talking about Antoinette Frank, and Lynn Davis. Maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago, they wore the badge, and what they did was awful, right? But then you have some more than not, in my experience, police officers who just do their job and go home, and hopefully make it home alive, because that's another thing that is a higher likeliness of a police officer to not make it home than not. So yeah, everybody. I don't think everybody hates the police. I think some people have some interesting relationship with policing and how it has been exacted in certain communities. But yeah, police are people just like everybody else.
Oh, listen, it's all, most people just go to work, man. Some folks try to make a difference. Some folks is rotten, just like any other job.
Right. You got some good teachers. You got some terrible teachers. We got some good people who are in certain occupations, and we got some awful people who are in occupations. I mean, you have some nurses and doctors who are it's like, you did what? Oh my God. So people who we put our trust in, we expect them to be stand up people, but that's not always the case. And yeah, that's an unfortunate reality. Everybody ain't good. Everybody ain't awful. But I mean, it's unfortunate when you have to run across the terrible personalities.
Well, yeah, that's the problem when somebody comes under you're in a position of supposedly to assist and help, and you turned out to be that person. You abuse that place that we have put you, because I know growing up, something happened as bad as it was. If you get lost,
Yeah.
find a cop.
Mm-hmm.
Find a cop. Now, would I still give that
advice now?
advice now? Probably. There's more good than bad.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah. Because I chances of you going to a stranger and finding the wrong one, I think a lot greater. So yeah, you tell the kids something happened, man, and you just gotta hope for the best. You just gotta pray, because any of them could be wrong, because they people, right? Because they people. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I think it's all an opportunity for us to do better, to be better, because now you see what it could be like if it was different. And it should be an eye-opener for a whole lot of folks, man. Just to take a few minutes and say, you know what? I don't know if I like the direction this whole thing is going in. And what can I do about it? Just you. Just you. Just you, not the world. Not nobody else except you. That's what I'm hoping. That folks say, what can I do about it? And then it'll make you'll see some changes happening, man, because everybody wants to look out and say, what is nobody? Why is nobody? Who is doing? And I always look in. What are you doing? Not them. Just you. Anything. Because anything's better than what? Nothing.
Well, I don't know. Like right now, everybody has the ability to share positive information. We have a lot of recycle stories of bad information. If you pay attention to like how news or social media is shared, you rarely see like a continuance of negative information, but you'll see certain situations repeated that are negative repeat in the cycle constantly, which makes you feel like these are negative encounters all the time. So that's another thing to consider. And then I don't know if you've heard of this idea where, when people say I had a bad day today, and all right, let's look at your whole day. Was it that your whole day was bad, or was it that just a segment of your day is bad? And I would ask Elwin, I know he's listening, has all your interaction with police have been negative, or has it only been one or two instances where you just didn't appreciate the exchange? Yeah, I'm curious about that, because I think a lot of times we'll look at negative things and then blow them up larger than they have to be.
Well, that's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what happens. We
larger than they are.
Because we like as people to pass the bad. We talk about the bad. The bad gets elevated. It was in the hospitality industry, training for years, talked about one bad experience people tell 10 people. If they had one thing that happened, they can't wait to tell people how bad they were treated. But in order for them to tell somebody how good treatment was, it has to be exemplary. It has to be beyond, above and beyond for the same people. Now, it'll be a small hiccup that they'll tell 10 people about.
Right.
But in order for them to tell 10 people, 2 people, that it was really good, it's got to be really, really good. Because that's what we do. That's why the news is like it is, because we want it like that. We want it like that. We want if it bleeds, it leads, right? If it's ugly, if it's sexy, if it's salacious, then yeah, put that on. And then at the end of the news, and these 2 young girls just solved the Pythagorean theorem.
Right. As a footnote. It doesn't get the attention that it needs.
You're burnt out by the time they get to it.
Right.
You're so burnt with all the crazy stuff that happened. You're like, what did them 2 girls do? What? You don't even hear it.
Or you don't even care.
Oh, you don't care.
Because at that point, you've checked out.
Because that's what, and they do it because that's what we respond to. And I use the collective we, because I might not watch as much as the next person, but it's still we because I know what they're looking for. When I do watch, I have not fully shed myself of the programming that has been a part of mine. I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm still a work in progress, but I know the times when I pull up my Instagram feed, I see, okay, it's still stuff that I'm concerned because it's listening right now. And you know, you get as much as you can. You try to do as much as you can, but our species is kind of twisted.
Not
we
kind
like
of.
the negative. We just
Not kind of.
Is human nature. We gravitate toward the negative. It's car wrecks and road rage and you know, why do we always show on if always there are fights coming up on your line, people who are getting in fights with someone, that means you've been
looking at that or
fights.
Staying too long on
Fights.
those particular things, because that's what I noticed. Like if I watch something all the way through, then I'll see
You
another
see more stuff
story
like that.
right
Yeah.
like that. And
That's what I've
most
been
things,
telling
if I
people.
look at it and I keep going, and I don't see it
You
again.
won't see it again because just like you're looking at your phone's looking at you. And people don't really be like, man, I told that to my niece. She was like, oh, go ahead. Think about it. You're sitting there, you think the phone's just sitting there. It's not just passive. Everything you do is being recorded, looked at, the whole 9 yards, man. And they tailor your experience because of that. Yes, they're watching you. Yes, they're listening to you. And you invited them. They're right there for you.
Yeah.
They're right there for you.
Now, what I have noticed since I got rid of Facebook on my phone, I don't get the ads like to buy stuff anymore. Like you would get, like, if you search something on Google, then you would see it in your feed from a certain. I don't get that anymore.
Yeah.
And I guess the other apps that I have don't use that, and I really don't. I don't social media like I used to either. So, but I noticed that I don't get those things, you know, those pop-ups. Oh, you were looking at this particular coat, or you're looking at these shoes,
Now that
and
you
here's the
mention it,
pop-up.
My consistent is T-shirts.
So you
I
get
T-shirts ads all over the world. Literally. Literally, I get that. You know what I do? I get them from Tokyo, from Australia, from France. That's, you know what? Yeah.
So those
I wonder why.
well, it might be because you probably could fill more than a closet of just your T-shirts.
I've got way too many, and I got T-shirts coming. And I just, every time I look at it, oh yeah, I remember why I got it. And that's the sad part, it's this brain of mine, because they're all categorized. I remember when I got it. I've got two Jazz Fest, one tank top, one T-shirt from Congo Square, and one is from 1998.
Okay.
Another one is from 2000. So one is 25, another one is 27.
Okay.
Yeah, and they still look great. I got to give it to the cats at Congo Square who made when I'm talking about, man, that was when that whole press and that was craftsmanship. It's the Front Porch, y'all. WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
Don't go nowhere, y'all. It's Bad Cheer on Wednesday. Hump Day. We're going to take this quick break, and we're going to see y'all on the other side.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Partly cloudy, but showers and thunderstorms ramp up for the afternoon and evening. Will still be hot today. Highs reach the low 90s, feeling like the upper 90s. Windstorms do arrive. Expect frequent lightning, heavy downpours, and strong winds. There is the potential for flash flooding. Also, a couple of storms could turn strong to severe. More rain and 90s expected for the rest of the week. From the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
Start your day off right.
Just getting your day started.
Early morning gospel on WBOK.
Are you passionate about community safety and police accountability? Tune in to The Monitor's Mic, where we talk about oversight, policing, and you. Hosted by the Office of Independent Police Monitor, we're here to shine a light on policing issues that matter, from real-time policing updates to in-depth interviews. Get the facts and stay informed. We're breaking down complex issues, highlighting community voices, and holding people behind the badge accountable. Join us for an informative hour every Friday at noon on WBOK. Your city, your police, your show. The Monitor's Mic.
WBOK and LCMC Health are proud to present Keeping You Well Cafe. 60 minutes with LCMC Health, where the doctors speak directly to the people of New Orleans. LCMC Health is committed to improving the quality of care here in New Orleans, the Gulf South, and beyond. The Keeping You Well Cafe is another way for LCMC Health to engage with the community. At the Keeping You Well Cafe, LCMC Health joins WBOK and local businesses to answer your questions about wellness and health.
You're on the front porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
All day long. And I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree. Hey, y'all.
And that's Tyrant and Imari on the other side of the glass.
Mm-hmm.
Nyron is around.
Yes, he is.
Somewhere.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he is. And that's what we doing, y'all.
That's what we have today.
Bad Cheering Wednesday, Hump Day.
Yes.
Getting it for you.
Uh-huh.
What was we talking about? I forgot.
T-shirts. Where you were when you got the T-shirts.
Yeah.
Imari said she just today years old when she understood what this shirt means. I've had this shirt for a very long time too, but that makes sense that you would understand it now versus
then.
Younger.
Versus then.
Yeah.
The shirt hasn't changed. You have. That's just as simple as that. The shirt's been the same way all this time,
Lord
but you've grown.
mercy.
Got to say, oh, I get it now. I understand now. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
But I'm that guy, man. I don't know why.
Is there a name for people who like
was
T-shirts?
a T-shirt.
That makes sense.
My groom's cake, and I've been married for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But my groom's cake. So I've been known for it for a minute.
Right. T-shirts are your thing.
It's just been my thing, man.
They
just
are your thing. And we have seen quite a few different T-shirts. It could be album titles, song titles. It could be messaging from scientists.
I love science.
Could be, what else have we seen? We've definitely seen musicians. And I'm trying to think of what else. Sayings. Just all kinds of stuff on the T-shirts.
Whatever catches my attention.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever catches my, because I like clever.
Mm-hmm.
I love stuff that make you think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because people say, well, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I got one that says there's there are two kinds of people: those who can extrapolate from incomplete data. And I had somebody tell me, what the rest of it?
Oh,
turn around,
baby. Just, and those who can, and that's you. That's you. Oh,
that's one of my favorite shit. Because it has gotten so many people who have sense.
I appreciate the curiosity, but dang.
People who have sense.
Turn around. Let me read the rest.
What the rest of literally, that's what it said. Wait,
you are not one of these people.
There are two types of people in the world.
Oh man.
Those who can extrapolate.
And definitely no hiding the fact that you didn't know. So
and yeah, there's no getting around that.
Dang.
There's no getting around that.
Like I don't know this, and I have now let you know I don't know this, and that
I probably
sucks.
laughed too hard.
You probably did. You probably did. You look around before you laughed?
No, I just laughed because it's just that. It's so telling. The minute the light doesn't go on, I know where you're. The minute you read it and the light doesn't go on, I know right where you're. Because now you're thinking, well, what's the other one?
Wow. You are not one of those people, and it shouldn't matter that the other people have it. I mean, I wouldn't even know what would you want to be categorized as one of those people? You're looking to be categorized as one of those people because you are one of those people.
And if he was to turn around with the rest on the back, no, it's not. Because that's just, I like that. I like that. It's a fun way to have fun without hurting nobody.
Intentionally.
Yeah, well, listen, it wasn't my intent to hurt you. It's my intent to wear an interesting T-shirt, and the results of which are varied. I can say that. The results of which are varied.
That's interesting.
Some don't. I got one that's got George Armstrong Custer. His portrait.
George Armstrong Custer?
George Armstrong
Those
Custer.
names don't sound like they go together.
What was his name? George Armstrong Custer. He of Little Bighorn. Because they went out to tame the engine.
Our General Custer. Right.
And it says, uh-oh.
That didn't work out for you the way you thought it would.
No. Beautiful blonde-haired George Armstrong Custer. I think he wound up scalped. I'm pretty sure he wound up scalped.
He wound up dead for sure.
Oh, he most definitely that. Because that was Little Bighorn. And, I like that one, too. Because that just goes to show you just underestimated your enemy, as usual. Thought that you had whatever you had, and then you find out. But your side won in the long run. Your side run in the long run. So I got to give you that. But that day you didn't.
Well, yeah.
Lost the battle, but you guys won.
I never knew his first name.
George.
I never knew his first name. I just knew Custer.
George Armstrong Custer. That was his name. Yes, ma'am. The infamous Little Bighorn.
Light and fluffy.
They met him. They like, oh, dude, this is never going to work. You saw them thousands of braids.
You were
thousands.
You were
of
set
them.
up.
You were done. Look, if you're on thin ice, you might as well dance, right? So fight. Go on and fight. Knock it out, and do everything you can. That's the way I see it. Like if we, like Claude McKay said, if we must die, great point, man. Not fighting back, not calling like dog. We come on, bring it. That's what I see. But yeah, when he looked up and saw that, because it's just human, man. Yeah, he was General Custer, but that was his reaction. That was his reaction. Uh-oh.
My goodness. There have been so many different references and how they paint. Because General Custer, he was in Night of the Museum. Night at the Museum. I think the second one.
Robin Williams.
No, that was Ben Stiller, I think.
Ben Stiller was the but
Robin who played him? Yeah. No, Robin Williams was gone by that time.
Okay. All right.
I don't remember who played him, but they basically he was portrayed as a goofball, not as like a strategy. I mean, loud, but just goofy and like vain. That was pretty much all he was presented as. And, and if his strategy was just that, brushing his hair and taking over, that didn't work out well.
It didn't work because you know, if you're a general, you might want to learn some tactics instead of getting you some Brill cream. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. You might just want to study a tactic.
Do they still sell that?
Oh, I'm sure Brill cream is still available for those of who want the Brill cream bounce.
I'm curious. Yeah, Ben Stiller was the lead of the night at the museum, but I was trying to think of the guy who played Custer, but I don't remember.
But in American folklore, he's still a hero. He lost. He's just like the Confederacy.
Yeah,
they lost, but you still make them heroes.
Statues.
And now you've got Trump and his minions are now renaming the military bases that had been renamed because they were named after Confederate generals who were on the losing side of the Civil War, and it wasn't in the country's interest to honor the losing side of the Civil War, so they changed the name, and now that he's back, he said, no, we're going to put those names back. It's the Front Porch, y'all. WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
Don't go nowhere, y'all. Stick and stay. We're going to see y'all on the other side of the break.
From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
This news report is brought to you by New Schools for New Orleans. New Schools for New Orleans is committed to keeping and finding great teachers for our students in Orleans Parish. If you or someone you know is interested in becoming a teacher for the 25-26 school year, let us help you. We've created the New Orleans Teacher Job Board, which is the official job platform of public schools in New Orleans. You can apply to any school in the city. Simply post your resume and provide information about yourself. Visit our website to learn more and apply. www.neworleansteacherjobboard.org.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Congressman Lou Correa is speaking out after ICE raids in Santa Ana, California sparked protests.
My message to working families, again, go to work, come home. Go to school, come home. Go to church, come home. Be very careful.
He says everything was fine until federal agents entered his district. Santa Ana police say they won't assist ICE with immigration enforcement in the city. At its 2025 meeting, the Southern Baptist Convention passed a resolution opposing same-sex marriage, transgender women in female sports, and funding for Planned Parenthood. The non-binding measure urges the Supreme Court to overturn marriage equality and affirms traditional views on gender and family. And trailblazing ballerina Misty Copeland is retiring from American Ballet Theater after 25 years. The first Black woman principal dancer says it's time to move on, closing a historic chapter in ballet history. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
Welcome back, y'all. The Front Porch, WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
I'm your host, Graylin Bryant Banks.
And I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree. Good morning, y'all.
And that's Tyron.
Tyron.
Mm-hmm. Tyron.
Mm-hmm.
Threw it over to us just now, being overseen by trying to do too many things at once.
That's okay.
And Brother Nyron's over there getting it done as well. That's right. Right here on Bad Cheering Wednesday. Thank y'all for sticking with us as we roll into this second hour of today's episode of The Front Porch, continuing our broadcast from the idyllic campus of Xavier University from our studios right here at the foot of the overpass on South Norman C. Francis Parkway. www.wbok1230.com is the address. If you want to stop on by, you can give us a call. Hit us up on the talk line. 504-582-9422 is the number. Let us know what's going on with you. We got a little company stop by, Kimber.
We do.
You know how we do with y'all. You know, we heard you talking about yesterday about references some of y'all was making to the book club, so we figured we'd put something easy for you. Don't play with me.
Oh, goodness. Goodness great. Josh, Mark, you've been asking. Now we have one. We have an author and a book.
That's right.
In our hands right now.
Here for you. That's right. Melena Joseph, the author of The Adventures of Mum, and Me, a brand new children's book. This is it right here. In case you look. There you go. Thank you very much. See that? We are around the world. Good morning, madam. How are you?
Good morning, and I must say, Melena Joseph Mitchell. My husband will kill
me.
But my dad probably was like, "Yeah."
I don't want no trouble from nothing, Mr. Joseph, Mr. Mitchell. Y'all please. I only read what they give me.
There we go.
So, Mrs. Mitchell. There you go. They should have cleaned it up. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. Thank y'all for having me.
Absolutely.
It's a pleasure. Absolutely. Now, before we start to talk about Mum, and Me, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got here. What was part of the journey that led you from being Miss Joseph to Mrs. Mitchell? Don't forget to tell that part, all right? Tell that part of the story.
Yeah, so I've been a storyteller my whole life. I like to talk a lot.
Okay.
And so when I was in elementary school and high school, I'm from Edgard, Louisiana.
I know where that is.
Of St. John the Baptist Parish. But I really always liked to tell stories and wanted a career trajectory that would lead me to where I get to talk and do something fun.
Right,
so
right.
I've been blessed. I graduated from the Dillard University in Gentilly. Shout out DU. And I majored in mass communications. I later got my master's from Kent in communications. And I've been working nearly 20 years in communications, 6 years in the mayor's office. I started August 1st, 2005.
Okay,
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
So,
you were the one. You did it.
First job out of college, so talk about crisis communications on the job.
Oh, yeah.
And then later went over to working at Spears Group.
Uh-huh.
And I've been over at the Spears Group, Cleveland and the team for the last 14 years.
Yes.
And so my journey has always been to tell stories. And then 2011, the year I started at Spears Group, my mom passed away, Margot Joseph, unexpectedly. And it shook us, from there. And, she was, to know her, to love her, she was awesome. She was only 54. And so years later, as life happened, because I was in my early 20s when she passed away. And then, you get married, have children, it dawns on you kind of like a sinking feeling like my mom won't ever get a chance to meet my children.
Right.
And of course, I'm blessed with a wonderful village of people that love me, love us. And it was just like, what do I do?
Yes.
To kind of bridge that gap on my children not being able to meet my mom. And so it dawned on me to do a children's book because my mom was a lover of books.
Okay.
She was the first person that I saw. I didn't even know books had the little light that you can put on them. And so every drive, she was a big romance novel person. We were the family with Jet and Ebony magazines in the bathroom. And so she always just liked to read. And I was like, you know what? I can do a children's book, a way to kind of keep her spirit alive. And so I wrote it over a year or so ago. And it kind of set, my job is very busy and life is busy and, that we all go through. And I was just like, you know what, let me get off the ground. And so my nephew, Jayshawn Gode, art directed the book. And then I worked with a fabulous illustrator named Abby Malik. And here we are. I released it on the anniversary of her death about a week or so ago. And so it just gives me a sense of like purpose, being Margot's daughter, to be able to, the person that she was, and also a way to help deal with a very complex topic of grief, but know that she's always with us. And so that was the important part for me.
Aren't you, I know I'm for one. Glad I asked you about yourself first before we asked about Mama. That is a wonderful, wonderful story. Even within the tragedy of losing your mom unexpectedly, you have come and made a gem. So she's still here with you for your kids to keep moving
exactly.
on. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Look at you.
That is pretty cool. Especially, how we deal with losing parents, because both my parents have transitioned at this point. But I know losing my mom, I lost my mom first. I would not have thought to put that in place, but she had met my children. So, but that was a process for them, asking questions. They were really young.
Right.
But for your babies, once they start paying attention, okay, so if I have dad's mom and well, where's your mom? And having those questions.
Exactly. And they have a wonderful grandmother. I've been knowing her since I was 17, before I knew my husband, Pamela Francois. And so they have wonderful, and my dad is a wonderful grandfather. And my godmother, Maida Samuel, really stepped up, when my mom passed away. And I have a host of all of my aunts and cousins that really have rooted and grounded us. But yeah, exactly. It was just like, where's your mom? My kids are now 5 and 7. And at the time when we started thinking about this, they were 3 and 5.
Right.
Not really understanding. Like I would take them to like the cemetery on Mother's Day.
No connection
like,
to that.
What is happening? And so, but I just wanted to be able to do something to honor her memory and say, hey, while you have these awesome, fantastic grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, you also had this wonderful woman, Mom. I have an older sister, Tashana. My nephew and nieces are 20, 17, and 7. So my older two niece and nephew got a chance to meet my mom.
Her, right?
They were 3 and 6 at the time, and that's what they called her mum. They called her mum. So that was her. It was her first grandchildren, and they got a chance to call her mum. So it was just like I talk about her, and I was just like, you know what? Let me try to do something with it. And so that's where Mum and Me is from a standpoint of that was her name. And they were little, but they remember her. And it just like breaks my heart that my children, but kind of ease that little hole a little bit, because I can read to them. Again, they're little, and it's something that they can start to comprehend, and understand that while she's not physically here, she's in your heart always. And she's with you throughout every step of the way.
That's a great lesson.
Beautiful.
That is a great lesson. Man, I tell you, how long did it take you to actually put the story together the way you wanted to tell it? I know you had an idea, but how long did it all take to gel?
One day. You can ask my husband. I just sat up in the bed with my laptop and I wrote it in one day.
Wow.
Through my job and just life, we write, we tell stories. Yeah. And so I've been wanting to do it for so long, and I just wanted the words to come together. So it wasn't even like 6 hours. It was a day to put it out. And then I beta tested it to everybody. Like, does this make sense? Since my dad, my sister, my grandmother, my aunts, my cousins, my good friends.
You went to the people who could say,
and then I shared it with my Spears Group family, and then I also shared it with an author that's from Edgar, Farrah Rashan, who writes Disney and, really writes a lot of different things. And I was like, hey, what do you think? And she was saying it was good. And that's something that you hear about a lot, like grief, children's book, from that standpoint. So I just wanted to make sure it was good. And, who better to tell you the truth but your family?
But you went to the real critics. You went to the people who going to tell you. But that's what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you want.
And so, and then my nephew, Jayshawn, with the art direction, and then being able to work with Abby on the illustration, it just came to life. And I was just like, we got to get this off the ground. and change a day that shook, my dad, my sister, my entire family when she passed away on May 21st, 2011, to something that we can remember in a positive way on doing something that she loved, which was reading.
Celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it. Now, working with the artist, was there a conscious effort to resemble?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
children's books is really exaggeratory, colorful, bold.
Yes.
And so I shared with her younger pictures of my mom from the 70s. My aunts and always said that my mom had a lot of hair, growing up. And so and she always wore her glasses. That's reflected in the book. And so, I just wanted her to have big hair. Like my mom hair was not that big and that long. But it was just, a way for a children's book. But yeah, it looks a lot like her.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Out of all of the characters in the book, the character of my mom looks just like my mom did in the 70s and 80s with the bangs and the flips, etc.
Okay. And no, this is a beautiful representation of and like a memoriam but celebration of your mom's life and a continuum, because a lot of times, this happens in families where all of the family members, all the generations don't get to connect. But this representation of showing that, wherever you are, maybe not on the outside, but you're always carrying your family with you in your heart. I think that's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful.
Death is something, it's an unfortunate thing, but it's a part of life. We experience it at different ages, different times. And so, it's complicated for us as adults. There's people like I was 25, 26 when my mom passed away. There are kids that lost their mom or whoever is their rock in their life, dad, aunt, etc. at 6 and 7. And so it's just a complex thing. And I wanted to do something like that's gentle because it just hits you like a ton of bricks, especially whether it's expected or unexpected, right? You only get one set of parents. And again, and whomever is your rock in your life, you only get those persons. And so I just wanted to do something to just have like a permanent reminder of just a woman that she was, because she was just simply beautiful and amazing. And she tell it like it is, from being from a small town. But, I was really excited about this.
Well, the beautiful part about it is that you found a way to connect to your mom's spirit and to keep that pass forward in what, as you say, she loved. She loved books.
She
loved
did.
this, and that in and of itself gave you this. Her love of books gave you a way to connect with her before she left here, to make sure that her grandkids she never got a chance to meet got a chance to know. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. Is it working out like you hoped?
Yeah, the response has been really receptive.
Okay.
From my inner circle of family and friends, it's always like when you're putting yourself out there, because like being a PR person, you're used to being behind the scenes and pushing the story. When you're the story, you're like, oh God, for a little bit. But it's been, the reception to say it's only been 2 weeks. We've done really well. From it really resonates with a lot of people. My kid's school bought a copy of it
good.
and said there's something that, hey, if you want to come in the fall, to talk about the book and, from that. So it's been really good, from my family. And, I just like the fact that I'm able to have like a permanent reflection in so many good people. Like my mom touched so many lives in her 54 years. And other people get to see how wonderful she was too, and through a art form that kids will like as well.
And I'm glad that you said that your kid's school has purchased a copy and has opened the floor for you to come and have those conversations. But I'm thinking across many of the schools,
right?
You never know who, which kids have experienced that type of loss, that need to have like a representation for them, and especially because it's a Black representation of us, because we have a lot of kids who have lost grandparents or lost parents, and typically you don't know, but there are the counselors and social workers, they have an idea, and that would be a space for them to be able to see a depiction of what they're facing and what they've been going through. So
yeah, no, for sure. We've been talking to a lot of through like network of folks that's just like, hey, can you share this with my grief counselor, of one of my Link sisters, Kimio works over at Manning's Children, and she was just like, I need to give this to, our team, from that standpoint. So it's definitely has legs in what it needs to happen. I definitely believe it's critical, and it's a conversation. Like, I know sometimes some parents, while their child may never experience like death of a family or anything, I think it's better prepare them for it. Because it's going to happen.
That's a difficult conversation to have, because the adults that are experiencing this don't necessarily have the language to communicate that.
I think that's what you said. Why wait?
Yeah.
It's a great story. So you don't have to wait until you're a part of it or something similar has happened and you like to read that to your child and just to, give them understanding.
Yeah, and it takes you on a really good journey, a day in the life of a 7-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old kid, and just what they do at school and, playing soccer. And it's just all the things that all of us as parents or aunts or uncles for nieces and nephews see.
Yes.
And it's a regular day in the life. And then you kind of don't know, well, I don't want to give it away about what the book, but it's just a way to just walk a path of a child and just the day-to-day things with their family and just have that complete story. So it's really done in bold pictures and colors, and really easy for anyone to read. While it's a children's book, my family members, like my cousins Megan and Lakita, they've read it, out loud and to their respective children. And so it's just a way in which we don't have to wait. Right. Death is something that's a part of life. It's sad, but let's not wait till we sad. Let's celebrate, life and just a journey of just like, the complete circle.
Yes.
I love it. Now, let me ask you before we get you out here. You got into Joseph family members named Monk?
That live on the West Bank in Algiers?
Not to my knowledge. I'm sure my dad, Louis.
That lady, that's your cousin, Monk.
That lady ain't your cousin.
She might be. Look, my dad, Louis Joseph, is listening. He's probably like, yeah, probably could be.
Is Louis your uncle? You got an Uncle Louis? Of course, they're claiming you after this interview and this great book. Everybody wants to be your kinfolk now. It's a beautiful thing.
Well, I'm from Edgar, so we all related.
You all related.
Absolutely, yes.
When folks want to grab themselves a copy of Mum and Me, how can the Adventures of Mum and Me? How can they do that?
They can go to Amazon. Just type in the Adventures of Mum and Me is available on paperback and Kindle. You'll get it if you buy it like 2-day, 3-day shipping. So you'll get it really quickly. And
Is it here locally?
I'm working on that.
Okay.
I'm definitely working on that to have it available in local bookstores and things like that.
Shouts out to the community book center.
Community.
Yeah, I would love that.
Bowen.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've been talking to DJ. He's a great friend. So, but yeah, no, definitely Amazon is where you can pick up the book now, but looking at other ways and opportunities to give people more access to be able to get that, because that's important too.
Absolutely. And to follow you, is there a website if folks wanted to follow
you can follow me on Instagram at Milena22. I have a link tree and I talk about the book a lot. And you can kind of see, life in pictures, on Instagram as well. So, and I'm on Facebook, but I think most of the information about the book is
on Instagram.
Yeah, at Milena22. But you're giving me an idea. I need to do an Instagram for the book.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. You're welcome. That's free. Take that with you. Milena Joseph Mitchell, author of The Adventures of Mum and Me. All the best to you. A fantastic story. Thank you for stopping by here on the Front Porch and sharing that story with us. All the best to you, all right?
Thank you. I appreciate y'all for having me.
Absolutely.
It's the Front Porch, y'all. WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
Don't go nowhere, y'all. Stick and stay. Bad cheering Wednesday. We're going to see you on the other side of the break.
Late nights are made for chillin', and you can do just that every Sunday night at 10 p.m. as DJ Wick brings you The Love Zone. It's the perfect way to top off your weekend with your favorite old and new school ballads. So sit back, relax, and let DJ Wick take you to the Love Zone on WBOK and on the World Wide Web at WBOK1230.com.
Good morning and happy Wednesday. I'm Morgan Lentis with WDSU News, and here's a look at today's headlines. The New Orleans Police Department is investigating a shooting from overnight in Central City. It happened around 10:45 near the intersection of St. Andrew Street and Simon Boulevard Avenue. Detectives say a woman was shot. She was transported by EMS to a local hospital for treatment. There's no word on her condition at this time. Then the latest NOPD Citizen Satisfaction Survey is providing new insight into how safe people feel in the Crescent City. That survey found satisfaction with the police department went up 7 points from 40% last year to 47% this year. More than half of people surveyed say the city is safe, adding they think bringing in Louisiana State Police is having a positive impact. The legislative session in Baton Rouge comes to an end tomorrow, and before then, lawmakers will consider a first-of-its-kind bill that would criminalize law enforcement agencies that do not cooperate with ICE. The Senate will consider that measure today. And finally, the LSU Tigers depart Baton Rouge this morning, headed to Omaha in search of another national championship. Fans are encouraged to cheer them on as they leave Alex Box Stadium beginning at 9 a.m. The Tigers play Arkansas this Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Time. And that's a look at today's headlines. I'm Morgan Lentis with WDSU News. Have a great day.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival, presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana communities through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation, please visit us at www.jazzandheritage.org.
Fresh produce, local flavor, and a healthy you. New Orleans East Hospital is hosting a farmers market the last Wednesday of every month from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Join us in the parking lot across from the main entrance. Support local farmers and your wellness. We'll see you there.
This is Andronika Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock, where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
Welcome back, y'all. It's the Front Porch, WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about
all day long.
I'm your host, Graylin Bryant Banks.
And I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree. Good morning.
And everybody, y'all got the camera on? Turn
No,
the camera on.
it's
baby.
not on.
Turn the camera on. Hold on 1 second.
Mhm.
I'm about to show y'all. Hold on.
How many people are over there?
Yep, because I ain't got time to be caught. You're still not on yet. I don't see it. I don't see it.
It's a delay.
It's okay. All right, because I wanted to catch all that. Yeah, nah.
1,
See
2,
that?
3, 4.
All them four right there. That's
Everybody's
everybody on
in
the other
the
side. of the glass.
everybody's in the room,
including the dude waving. That's the dude in charge. The dude rocking. The dude rocking. That's the cat that's in charge of all the young people on the other side of the glass, all of whom are responsible for sending this right back to you like we just did.
Mm-hmm.
Great interview right there,
Yes,
man.
and beautiful book.
Absolutely.
Beautiful book. So if you get a
Melena
chance
Joseph
to check
Mitchell. Beautiful book,
Yeah.
man. Great subject matter, great in that it's probably a niche. I don't know of any other book that has touched this subject like this.
They have them, but typically the ones that I've seen are not Black people.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
right on.
There's literature or there are different children's books about grief, but you rarely see Black books. Like it
Okay.
helps connect you even more to your own.
I love it.
Your own. It makes you look at people who look like you and engage. Gives you a different connection, which I love.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. That's necessary. Okay.
I definitely love
Inclusion,
that.
man. Yes, indeed. So shouts out. Get it at Amazon right now. I know we've got listeners at both Community and at Baldwin. So please, y'all get together with the peoples. So
Yeah.
the other peoples can get your book.
Y'all can hook it up.
Hook it up. Hook it up, man. It's enough for everybody.
For sure.
You know?
And what makes this again very very promising, there are a lot of kids who have parents who have transitioned, or they have grandparents who have transitioned, and knowing, like having that thought, I want you to have some connection to them.
Yes.
This, what a better way to do it than through writing. And it says the adventures of, so I'm expecting that there will be more to come.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
There'll be more to come.
As they get older, I would say as the kids get older, they get different advice. You get different help from that angel on your shoulder.
Right.
As you get older, you encounter different situations that wonderful angel can be there to help you with.
Yes.
Mark Joseph said, "Damn, cuz." And then Wally said, "That's my cousin, Mark. All right, married to my cousin Ruffin."
Well, there you go.
There you go. See that? Now you can't be clam jumping over here, brother. Man, see, you got real family members up this cut.
Y'all gonna be play cousins, but that's my for real cousin. Hilarious.
That's beautiful, man. But we wish y'all all the best with that. And again, if you guys got anything coming up and you need something for a little kid or for something for a family that may be going through something, that's a great gift. But I don't think it ought to just be for a family. It ought to just be incorporated because it's a good book. And it talks about things that we all going to eventually have to talk about at some point.
At some point or another, for sure.
There you go.
For sure. What are you looking at?
What?
Yeah, what are you looking at?
Oh, I was reading. I'm sorry, my bad. I be trying to do stuff, and yeah, but it's all
That's
good.
okay.
Oh yeah, we're gonna make it happen.
Quite all right. It is Bathroom Wednesday. We're looking forward to continuing the conversation with the docs. Right now, the TV has a person making out with a pole,
Was that
or a tree.
I think it's a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Quite interesting. Yeah, the
'cause
things.
she's talking to a girlfriend. See, that's a friend. That's a friend.
She wants to go.
She don't want to leave, but and I've seen that.
Are you kidding me?
Seen that, and you won't fight me. Come on, bro, let's go, bro. You won't fight me. No, dude, that is not good. But see, that's what a friend is, man.
Yeah,
a friend will be there to step in when you've been overserved, right?
Now wait a minute, okay. I know that a bartender can be charged with over-serving. Is that true?
Oh yeah. The bartender individually and the institution itself,
the establishment,
drinking, the establishment itself. But I just said that facetiously. I don't think that. Well, let me say this: as a bartender, you should be able to tell if somebody's shouldn't have any more shots, shouldn't have any more liquor.
But what if they're not the person that's buying them?
And see, that's the whole thing. That's what I'm about to say. You've got instances where people have never approached the bar and who have gotten blitzed.
Yeah.
Blitzed, but they've never been to the bar. Friends will come get around, this one will come get around, and you don't have any interaction between a bartender
and
or
the
a
person,
server
right,
and the person who is overserved. That gets fleshed out in court, but it still costs money.
Mm-hmm.
It's still because now you're in court, and you ain't in court by yourself.
Okay.
You're in court with a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
You're in court because you got insurance. Whatever the reason, you're now fighting that. Friends are that first line of defense. Friends should be that first line of defense. You see, and you know your partner lightweight. You know your girl a lightweight. You know she can't hang. You know he can't hang.
Mhm.
Right? And if you go out with him, you can't go out with him mad because you know what's happening.
Yeah.
You know they're
Here
lightweight.
come yo. Yeah.
You know they're
Well,
lightweight.
there's some people you stop going out with.
And that's why you
Yeah.
stop going out. You abdicate your responsibility for taking
Yeah.
care of them in the future, and that's what
I don't
people
want to hold your
realize.
hair. I don't want to pat your
not
back.
doing
I'm
it.
not interested.
I'm done. I'm not trying to get you out in no fights. I'm not trying to stop and intervene, this, that, and the other. I'm not doing it now, but you know that.
Mhm.
You know that before you go out. But if you go out, then you still take the responsibility of a friend. That's what I say. You still take the responsibility. I know they work on your nerve, so don't go out with them no more after tonight.
Right.
Your
Because you got to get them
frustration
home.
shouldn't. Yeah, your frustration shouldn't lead to the one. I'm gonna leave you right here. That's not good. Take them, drop them, leave them back, cuss them out the next day when they sober, and then don't go out with them no more. But don't leave your people. Don't leave your people
That's
because
not
you mad. That's not safe. It's not cool. You're violating the code. You're violating the friend code.
Yeah, it's not safe.
Yeah.
Please don't be sending people to their death or their because that's what happened with what's her name? She was a teacher here. She wasn't from here. She was an AKA that drove into the bayou.
Oh, they drove into the bayou.
Yeah.
Yeah, she left the bar. I think
Uh-huh.
where was she at? I think in Lakeview or somewhere.
Yeah.
And she left the bar. But you see, she was by herself when I think she was rolling by herself, but she met people there. I don't want to say friends because I don't know if that's what they were or not,
Right.
but she met people there, and I don't know what happened to the young lady. I know what
Tara Lynn, thank you.
Tara Lynn,
Wiley.
yeah. She drove into the bayou, and then they found her weeks later. I was just glad that her family got closure.
Mhm.
They at least got closure and got an idea of what happened. But she was solo.
Yeah.
She was.
I
she had
go
gotten-
places often by myself.
Yeah.
However, like you gotta know.
You got to know you.
Yeah. You gotta know because some people are okay with travel. I like to be able to go when I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
And I get people who like to roll solo like that. But if you overindulge or you are not in the right space of mind, then you gotta get another alternative way.
Yeah. Or you could,
way home. And if you with people who care about you, they're gonna see to it that
they're
you
going to see to it.
Yeah.
Or you could be modify your behavior because you know you really can't do this. you the last 3 times you've been out have turned kind of ugly. I ain't gonna say no bad stuff happened, but you know it wasn't right.
Mm-hmm.
The last 3 times. So come on.
3.
Now. Yeah.
Oh.
So you know it's not the world, baby. It's you. So you
Yes.
got to stop that. Become
It's
self-regulating.
not safe and you're putting other people in
And
danger
you
as
put
well.
so don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. And again, you will find yourself alone because nobody wants to keep putting up with that.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to keep going back and forth. You sick and you loud and
Oh my
rowdy and
God.
humbuggish, and if you get 2 drinks in you, now you think you're gonna fight the whole bar. And no, how am I have a good time with that, bro? I mean, I ain't gonna call his name, but
I
I'm
had a
about
friend.
to.
I had a friend who Kamara and I had to drive. I had to drive their car and get them home.
Yeah.
And that was like, this can't be fun. And it looks like it's gonna be painful tomorrow.
Oh, it's gonna be painful.
Like who wants to like who wants to sign up for that? That's awful.
Nobody. We was out, man, in the club on my name. I'm with an acquaintance, we'll say. And he and I, and it's all on my name. The VIP, the front door, we
We
scrape.
good.
We
Mhm.
scrape,
We good.
right? We in. And the party going on is banging, right? We in the VIP. Next thing you know, my dude comes say, bro, come see about your boy.
Oh, no.
And you interrupted the conversation.
Right. I was in the middle of something.
Huh? Come see about your boy. Huh? All right. All right. I go downstairs. This fool in the middle of the dance floor on his back.
Oh.
Doing something. I don't know what it was.
Oh, no.
I don't know what it was. I don't know.
On his back?
On his back.
Oh.
I said, bro, what you done? I said, I haven't been in New York, and they don't eat my this how you... Right then, whole night.
If you don't get
Bruh, no, I'm going, cuz.
Oh.
Y'all be cool. Thank you for everything, baby. Thank you for everything. Because I can't leave you, and I'm not going to babysit you.
Right.
See, I can't say, but be cool, and then
go,
leave and try to go back.
Because I know it's going to get worse.
I know you're not going to be cool.
It's going to get worse.
I know you're not going to be cool. I was hoping you would have been cool, but if you would be cool,
I wouldn't be over here
right now.
Yeah.
It's about you live, yeah, bro. Thank you for everything, bro. Hey, thank you all, though. Thank you. Come on, bro. Boy, when I'm telling you, oh,
if
bro,
you don't get your
I cuss that boy.
Mother, father, assets
Ooh,
out this club
bad.
right now.
Bad. And guess what? That's the last time we went out. See,
Yeah.
I practiced what I preached.
Yeah.
I practiced. That was the last time. That was the last time. That was the last time. Now, I've seen you out.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But you're not coming with me.
Yeah, you're not my responsibility.
You're not coming with me, and I ain't not going with you.
Let me tell you something. Boy, and I almost felt bad. Almost, not really.
Almost, not really?
Not really. Because when I tell you, from Amazing Grace to How Sweet the Sound.
You cussed him.
Yeah. Because, see, you embarrass me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a what you do.
Right.
What you
but
do.
But then they're associating your behavior with me.
Because you are with me.
Problem.
We in, dude. We in. They got a line. Right? And we in. We done went in front. And then once you get in, they got another rope. We passed that. Then upstairs where we wound
that's
up.
Another.
That's and that's where we were.
How you end up downstairs on
you
the floor.
Go down, and I'm just, I'm going to go, what, do? Yeah, do you? I'm up. I'm good. Everybody, I'm figure you're going to be all right.
Mm-hmm.
You not no virgin. You not no stranger. You know what's happening. You done been out. You done lived, right? It's cool. Go do your thing. It didn't work quite out that way. I'm telling you, I still to this day, I was asking what were you doing on the floor, but I was also answering at the same time. That was some stupid.
Yeah.
What was you doing? Shut up, you.
Yeah.
And it was all the way home. It was about a 35-minute drive.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that might be why I don't like to go with other people.
Yeah, and I thought this was one who I thought.
That might be why I like to go by myself.
Oh, I wrote that's my stealer. That's my default. But this was, see, bro, we out here. I got the hookup. Come on, let's go. I want share.
Right.
I'm generous. This is
and it's not the lack of share. It's not the lack of sharing. Yeah. It's just when I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
And we was good on that.
Yeah.
We had already had that discussion. He said, "Man, I ain't got nothing. I ain't whatever." Down for whatever. When you okay, fine.
And then some kind of way,
you're gonna try to tell the people all about New York and this how they do it.
And you was on the floor, on your back in the club.
Doing something. And I don't know what it was. Maybe you was itching. You know how them dogs be? They roll on the ground because their back be itching. I don't know. Maybe your back was itching. I don't know what you was doing. But
wow.
My people came and see you had been on the floor for a minute. You had been on the dance floor for a minute.
But you were moving.
And then you dropped down.
But maybe you were having a stroke. I don't know. I don't know. The people say you weren't all right.
Maybe you're stupid.
Possibly.
How about that? Boy, that was a ride home. Oh, my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I'm thinking now, like I really, like the girlfriends who will go out. I rarely did that. I rarely did that, and I don't really do that now because normally,
What, going out with
yeah,
other people?
like I know I'm gonna see people that I know once I go.
Right.
But if I'm going somewhere, I go by myself. That
Yeah. Now, see, if I was home, I was out of town, and if I would have been home, that would have usually been. But this
You're
out-of-town
out
hooked
here,
up,
I'm out
because
here.
I'm visiting you. You out
Right.
here, but I got the hookup.
Right.
You ain't got no hook. I got the hookup. So come on, and them dudes. Even now, I see 1, 2 of them dudes. How you go?
Oh my goodness.
Infamous.
Yeah.
Infamous.
And now y'all don't go nowhere no more.
Oh, never. No, that was it, bro. That was it. No black. Whatever you want to do, you could go.
You
and
got
do
it.
You got it, black. You got it. But me, all three of us, me, myself, and personally. Because me, myself, personally, we ain't doing that no more.
Yeah.
Mark said, Grail, and I was out with someone, and I was on the dance floor having a good time, and he runs up talking about, say, bro, come outside. I'm about to fight. Wait, what?
You already know. Don't even come to me with that because
But you're not about to fight because you just can't call me.
Right.
That means that whatever you was about to fight about can't be that serious because y'all are separated.
Right.
So you gonna come tell me you about to fight, which means you gotta leave from telling me, get rematted.
And rematted.
You gotta get rematted and go back outside and fight. Dude.
Absolutely not.
No, don't.
Absolutely
No.
not. We're not doing that. And then
We
on
don't never
top
do that.
of in my age, and I know definitely with your age group, the care that went into putting on your ensemble. We not fighting. If I got on pumps and pantyhose, baby, whatever you got humbugging, you can't expect for me to be. And my hair has been listen, the time, the effort that it took to put all the hairs in place so that they laid down and
baby back.
Listen. Right, because there were no falls or no weaves or no nothing going on. And so after taking all of that time to get together to go somewhere to be cute, no, humbugging and tussling is not on the menu. Or at least not that kind.
If I got on pantyhose and pumps, it's gonna be a fight. 'Cause I don't care who I fight. I will look now. Wait a minute. Somebody. I don't care who y'all. I'm the priest. You go get it too.
Pantyhose, man. Pantyhose, pumps, and then later on, like I got pictures of the outfits and dresses that we used to wear, and a jerky movement meant that thing was gone.
I don't even see.
It's not even be there. We not tussling in no dress up clothes. What's up?
Fishnets.
No, yeah.
Black panty.
It's the Front Porch, y'all. WBOK 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about.
I raised that girl right.
See y'all on the other side of the break.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Partly cloudy, but showers and thunderstorms ramp up for the afternoon and evening. Will still be hot today. Highs reach the low 90s, feeling like the upper 90s. Windstorms do arrive. Expect frequent lightning, heavy downpours, and strong winds. There is the potential for flash flooding. Also, a couple of storms could turn strong to severe. More rain and 90s expected for the rest of the week. From the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
Hoops, Heat, The Truth, on demand. Ball Don't Lie is now live on all podcast platforms. Tap in, search WBOK Media, find Ball Don't Lie, and bring the fire with you wherever you go. Download, share, and leave that 5-star review, because the game doesn't stop when the show ends.
Do you know what United Way can do for you and your community? Find out by listening to United Way and You every Thursday at noon on WBOK 1230. United Way continues to fight for the most vulnerable members of the community. Find out how this Thursday and every Thursday at noon.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Charmin Ultra Strong. You can use less, better than the rest. Charmin Ultra Strong. Your booty past the clean test. Salmon wave texture, it's the best. Study up, teach a lesson on fresh. Your booty past the clean test. Yes, sir. Charmin Ultra Strong.
Charmin Ultra Strong with diamond weave texture cleans better than the leading one-ply brand, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
Welcome back, y'all. Front Porch, WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
I'm your host, Graylin Bryan Banks.
And I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree. Hey, y'all.
And we down to 2. We got Amara and Trey over there. There you go. Bringing it to you right here. Yo, bad cheering Wednesday. You see him right there on the camera.
There you go.
Now that wire is hanging right in front of it. That is cute.
Oh, boy.
It's better than having a wasp crawling on the lens, which is kind of,
like the Ring cameras?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big, huge wasp. But it's all good.
Camp said, what baby girl know about that? Listen, I'm telling y'all, my children know music. And music, some of which I was shocked. We were at a place and she was singing the words and I was like, ooh. Yikes.
The only reason I know those songs is because I go to places with you that play those songs.
Yeah, because I don't think I play those songs in the car. I mean, now I can play what I want to, but I know as I took great care on what I played in the car. But yeah, smoking that weed, smoking that fire, I was like, wait a minute, what? Huh? And I mean, like, words to the lyrics, I was like, how do you know?
She's very creative.
This is not one I played in the car for sure. While you were in the car, I know I took extra care of not to play that one, but she knew all the words and I was befuddled.
Yes, indeed.
I was not prepared at all. But Mars Day, come on. Mars Day, Prince, Michael Jackson, Earth, Wind and Fire. And then again, keep in mind, she and CJ are both musicians. So, of course, they would have the exposure to the music, but Good Old Funky Time with Mars Day. And she's a dancer. The exposure of music, dancing is so broad. So yeah, she's supposed to know about that.
Well, there you go.
She's supposed to know about that. Oh my God. I wasn't prepared. I was not prepared. We have people doing dumb things on TV. And
No, it's not seeing it.
This guy jumped and like he fell and his leg was broken. He was waving his leg. That was, I wasn't prepared.
Yeah.
Broken bones and stuff like gross. Gross. Yeah. It's very broken. But I was not prepared for him to wave his leg at all.
Wanted y'all to know how actually broken it was, but people do. And young men, that's why the numbers are skewed. We die early. The males, because of stuff.
Because you do
like
stupid
that.
things?
Literally, because you're just doing stupid stuff because you're young men. And it don't fight it. It's just nature. It's just the way
And
it
you
is.
heard me say, that don't look safe. I'm probably not going to do that. But.
And dudes say, oh, yeah, I'll try it.
All right. Well.
And that's what we do. I mean, it's
you go first.
In the teens is when, driving fast, motorcycles, climbing, all this stuff. What do they call it?
Extreme
parkour.
Sports? Oh.
Parkour. I've been watching parkour. Now dudes are crazy at it. And the ladies, too, shouts out because they got some parkour. They, when they go, you literally, like Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
You jumping from place to place and grabbing, holding on. Climbing up, it's beautiful. Hell of an athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do that. Like
parkour.
Yes. I already have the flexibility. I got the strength in my legs to jump.
Yeah. Well, you got to have these.
Do you also have the absence of fear of falling?
Yes, I do.
You have the absence of fear.
How's your grip strength? That's what it seems to me.
Make sure you do that when you're on your insurance.
Yeah.
Not on ours.
I don't know a lot because I've never tried it, never would. I know those my parkour days is parked and got behind me. But I've seen it, and it's the explosive strength, toes on, you spring off, grab your hand, spring from there. Yeah, I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing about it. More guys than girls, but some girls too.
Yeah.
But they were excellent at it. But I was saying that to say that with more guys doing it, everybody's not as good as the films that I saw, because I'm sure there's some films that never made it.
Correct.
Or people who fell and weren't being filmed,
Mm-hmm.
because they jumped. Some of these guys are on high places and jumping to a 4-inch column and holding. I'm like, no, dude, that's some daredevil stuff, and I ain't mad at you. But I think once you reach a certain age, you like
your healing time is slower. For starters,
you see death a little more clearer. When you young, death be
death
blurry.
is coming. I ain't trying to rush it.
That be blurry.
Oh,
you know,
boy.
You don't even know how it is. That could be Pete. I don't know who it is.
Death is coming. I don't want to rush it.
Yeah, and when the older you get, the more clear that pictures and stuff like that did not seem far-fetched then, you shake your head now. Because I was like that, man. We drove too fast when I was driving as a young man. Just silly stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Silly stuff. Nothing like they're doing now with the parkour and life was just silly enough.
I'm trying to think of the craziest things that, if you think about playgrounds from the 70s and 80s, low-key, those were kind of daredevilish kind of things. There were no helmets. There were no things to help you fall, no things made out of rubber to make sure you don't fall. You just fell on the ground. It is what it is. Yeah. So flipping off the swings was definitely a thing.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, thinking about the McDonald's play places and the makeup, you could get what is that? A tetanus infection.
Where at McDonald's?
Yeah, remember not the hamburger, the Mayor Mac Mayor, whatever. That was metal. All of those things were
Mayor
like
McCheese.
yeah.
Mayor McCheese.
You had that and the those, I can't call them rides, but the thing on the playground that you got on and they just they were held down by the spring. Yeah, those things were made of metal. You could have gotten all kind of tetanus shots from that.
Dudes used to try to break them. I remember young men, not young girls, when they'd be in the park by the little kids stuff, it'd be all the way head be touching the ground, trying to break the spread. Just destructive.
Oh my goodness!
Just destructive.
And then all of the different like the playground equipment, the hot metal slides.
Oh man, that was all.
But I mean, we had a wonderful time. It was great.
Time.
But if you look at now and safety measures that people consider with them,
that's why the kids are like they are, man. That's why they kind of bubble wrap them, man. That's let them kids play in that dirt, man.
What you mean? Oh no, the Daredevil. Myra got a picture of her from daycare when her lip is bust because she was jumping from CJ's top bunk to the bottom.
There you go.
I don't know if the boys started it, but she continued it on till she bust the lip.
Hey, but listen, you talk about me. Ashley was having a birthday, and we had a bounce house, and it was the dragon. So of course, I put her. Me and my brother, we grabbed the dragon, threw a rope around and pulled it down, and we put her holding the dragon ears, hold the ear, and then we let up. So now she is the same height as the house.
Right.
She is the same, and she's up there, and we
she
put it in,
have a good time.
And of course, the women
about to kill
came
y'all
out the house and saw, then screamed, "Why is that?" Which you know what happened then. You
started
scared
crying.
her.
Mm-hmm.
So we had, I'm like, see, but she got it in her tooth. She got it in her tooth. Because she was up there for a minute before they came out.
Good time. And the mothers who carried the babies are like, okay.
And then you go, sometimes you're going to be scared, but you're going to have to do it scared.
What you doing with my handiwork?
Sometimes you got to do it scared. Life lesson,
stretching my body out of whack and you putting the craftsmanship
you be
up
all right.
in danger. What is wrong with you?
I'll still be back in your playground, but listen, I'm playing with this one right now and teasing her. All right,
she needs to be protected.
She coming down.
Craziness.
And nobody gonna protect her like us. That's right. It's the Front Porch, y'all. WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about
all day long.
Stick and stay, y'all. Fair Churn Wednesday. We're gonna see you on the other side of the program. From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
This news report is brought to you by New Schools for New Orleans. New Schools for New Orleans is committed to keeping and finding great teachers for our students in Orleans Parish. If you or someone you know is interested in becoming a teacher for the 25-26 school year, let us help you. We've created the New Orleans Teacher Job Board, which is the official job platform of public schools in New Orleans. You can apply to any school in the city. Simply post your resume and provide information about yourself. Visit our website to learn more and apply. www.neworleansteacherjobboard.org.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. The Trump administration is sending 2,000 more National Guard troops to LA, a move Governor Newsom warns could raise tensions and hurt wildfire and fentanyl response.
on forest management, protecting communities, vulnerable communities against summer and wildfire season. We're removing them from task forces that we've created to deal with fentanyl interdiction.
He says the $134 million cost should go to fire recovery instead. Stephen A. Smith says he has no desire to run for office, citing the financial sacrifice. The sports commentator, once backed by Trump, said he'd rather be a hellraiser and a voice for change than a politician. And Colorado coach Deion Sanders is feeling well after missing the start of summer camps, according to his son on YouTube. No details on his condition or return, but Sanders has faced past health issues, including surgeries and amputations. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
Welcome back, y'all. It's the Front Porch, WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about
all day long.
I'm your host, Braylon Bryant Banks.
And I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree. Hey, y'all.
And you can see the whole crew on the other side, including a bit of wooden spoon violence.
What is happening?
That is going
all
on
the
on
things
the
is
other
happening
side.
right now.
All the things is happening on the other side. Nyron is chastising someone for not correctly using the slide thingy.
The slidey thingy.
He is using a wooden spoon.
And
to do that.
there's a slinky over there too.
Yeah. And anytime there's a slinky involved, you know that no good can be not far away.
They walk downstairs. They're loaded in pairs. They make a clickety sound. A thing, a marvelous thing. Everyone knows a slinky, a slinky, a slinky. A wonderful, wonderful toy. A slinky, a slinky. It's fun for a girl and a boy.
Thank y'all for sticking with us as we continue today's broadcast of the Front Porch in this third and final hour. Thank you, Father. Third and final hour of today's broadcast, continuing from the idyllic campus of Xavier University, from our studios right here at the foot of the overpass on South Norman C. Francis Parkway. www.wbok1230.com is the address, or you can hit us up on the talk line. 504-582-9422 is the number. I told you. Slinky always portends trouble.
Trouble?
Always.
Oh.
Always.
Now, I still don't know why a slinky was an exciting toy to have. Beyond letting it go down the stairs. And our first house didn't have stairs. The second house did. But the first house, it was a one-story house. And after you do this a couple of times, like, what do we do now? Oh, find other things to let the slinky fall down and make your parents angry. It's going to scratch up my furniture.
Trouble. I just said that.
It's going to scratch up my furniture.
Evil and trouble follows. And see, I don't
know so much if that's the slinky, though. I think it's just the creative minds of children.
Of boys, for the most part. Yeah.
Children.
Because when they sold it on TV, everyone loved the Slinky.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, in New Orleans, it was Slanky.
Oh, a slanky, not a slinky, a slanky.
See, Bob, you got a slanky for.
Oh Lord, a slanky.
A slanky. Say, boy, that dude had 2 slankies. This fever had, and he was racing them down the steps outside the house. What? He was racing slankies? Oh man, I got to see that.
Slankies.
Slankies, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, beyond, like I said, beyond the whole excitement that they could go downstairs, I don't know what else you would do with a slinky other than get on people's nerves.
Yeah, well, it's a spring, so I don't know. I don't think I ever had a slinky. I know family members and friends had them. I played with slinkies, but I don't think we ever had, because it wasn't. We had stuff that was there. We had clackers. You had clackers?
That, yeah,
Clackers.
that's noise makers for like maybe football games or games and stuff to make noise.
We was just doing them. It wasn't no gift. I don't know what they were designed for, but they were sold as clackers, and we used to do.
Y'all used to clack them,
baby, and it was a big. At that time, it wasn't even plastic.
It was wood.
Glass. No, it was glass.
Glass?
It was that hard. Who out there had clackers? The plastic, glass, hard plastic clackers, and they would literally crack. And oh yeah, but we had dangerous.
Yeah, definitely danger was there.
Toys. Them clackers, man. Them clackers were definitely responsible for several true culminations of what old people have warned you about.
You gonna put your eye out?
Lots of eyes got put out.
You're gonna put your eye out.
Click clacks. That's
You're
a
gonna put your eye out.
I'm telling you. Click clacks, man. It was hard plastic. Some of them was clear, blue, green, all them colors. And that was the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's what you did. Click clacks. And baby, when them things, if you just clack, and that was actually the goal, quiet as it was kept.
Was to make the noise?
Was no, to clack them so hard till they broke.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Yeah. The whole idea in the toy for the most part was
It's
to
to
use
break
it until,
it.
yeah. Look, Laura said, we had them. Better watch out, you may get hurt. Swami said glass balls. I'm telling you, we came up.
Y'all are the reason why that there are safety precautions and labels on things. May cause blindness. May result in fracture.
May result in getting a hickey. That's what you might get. You're going to get a hickey. I'm telling you, man.
Nunchucks? Yeah.
Nunchucks.
I know many people who have had nunchuck related injuries.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Oh, yeah. And we made homemade nunchucks. You bought a pair. The one pair I bought had the leather and not the chain.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought them. And they were pretty good. That leather actually worked, that little strip.
Mm-hmm.
It actually worked pretty good. But the ones I made were made with the chain.
Mm-hmm.
And I hit the boys with both of them.
Oh.
Several times before I was stupid enough. Yeah.
The best use of nunchuck was Dragonfly Jones on Martin when he was dancing with the nunchucks and then he turned around and did this whole thing. That was the funniest thing to me. I've never seen a better use of nunchucks. Now, there is a video of this guy who has nunchucks and he does this backflip and he doesn't rotate fast enough, so he lands on his face, but he tries to recover and still go with the nunchucks. Looked like he was completely drunk and out of his head. He wasn't. He was probably concussed.
Probably.
Yeah, but he was, just going with the nunchucks. And it was just like, baby, after you landed off on your face, you probably should have let that one go.
That probably was a wise course of action.
But Dragonfly Jones with the nunchucks, the dance with it, and this whole deal, that was funny to me.
Everybody thought they was Bruce Lee, Jack.
Yeah.
All the brothers thought they was Bruce Lee.
Or Bruce Leroy. Remember The Last Dragon?
Yeah. But that was
Ty-Mac. Ooh.
Who what?
Ty-Mac.
Ty-Mac, The Last Dragon.
Yeah.
What happened to that dude?
He's on his Zen life. He's out there just being
Oh, he's still around?
Yeah, he's still
brother,
with
that's
us.
good. I'm glad. 'Cause a lot of
Living the
times
life of peace.
That's good. Find you some Zen, man. All the best. Yeah, Enter the Dragon classic though, Swami. Yeah, everybody wanted to be him after that with them nunchucks, and cats was hurting themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of them cats.
Mm-hmm.
I hurt myself more than once because my head was hard.
Mm-hmm.
My head was hard. And then they actually made the foam nunchucks for practice. They did. They made so if you could get the timing and whatnot down together, and if you hit yourself, it didn't hurt. But I didn't have foam nunchucks. By the time I saw them, I had pretty much passed my nunchuck phase.
Yeah, no, he is. He's lived a pretty quiet life. He's still practicing. What is that? He's still practicing martial arts, and he did what? Yeah, he's 60. I thought he was older than that, but no, he's 60.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Got a birthday coming up this month, and he was born to a African American mom and an Italian dad. Yeah, I didn't realize that. So yeah, I hadn't heard anything about him or that he had been doing anything else other than practicing. Like he's been doing stunt work and martial arts. That was it.
All right. Well, that was his forte. That's what he was good at. Anita said, I had some click clackers. Don't let them fly out your hands or they're going to hit another child and he's going to have a big knot on his head. A knot that we affectionately call what?
A hickey.
A hickey.
A hickey.
Well,
Well,
I got a hickey on his head.
hickeys have dual
Not when you got a knot.
meanings.
If you get click clacks on your head, then you ain't gonna have no hickey like you like. It's not gonna be that. I'm sorry. I don't mean to confuse you.
Oh boy.
But no, because that was always passionate. We used to hear the Nationals because I went in the that's what they said. I just had a hickey. Had a hickey. What happened? Somebody hit him? 'Cause listen,
a knot.
There were two different
A
worlds,
knot
man.
on
There were
his
two
head
different
would
worlds.
mean, yeah.
He had a hickey. And,
Yeah.
And she said, no, she had a hickey on her neck.
Somebody hit in the neck? How'd a knot form on a neck? What,
And she
what
said,
kind
no,
of
look right there.
incident?
Oh, girl, that's passion. Somebody we didn't say hickey.
Oh man.
The people said hickey.
Yeah.
And it was. You know?
Passion marks were I don't even know if people still do that, but even then it seemed like a dumb thing to do. It seemed like a really silly
it was
thing
fun
to do.
giving and getting.
I
Amen.
guess. I
Yes,
guess so.
indeed. Swami said we had toys that today would be considered an occupation of danger that would cause death.
For sure.
Who remembers lawn darts?
Lawn darts?
LAWNDARTS.
Was it
Lawn
like
darts?
it like had a weight as the thing that you would throw? It was a heavy dart with the things that would represent the feathers of a regular
it was
dart.
Plastic, and it had a metal point on it that was about 5 to 6 inches
Oh
long.
no, this is what I'm thinking has a blunt surface. I didn't know that had a
You would
point
put
on
you
it.
would put the circle, the plastic thing right there, and that was the blue one. Then you put the red circle on this side, and you got 3 blue lawn darts. You got 3 red lawn darts, and y'all would stand at opposite ends
and toss them.
The point would be to toss it up. It's supposed to be every dime, and you toss it. And of course, when it come down, the heavy end, that's the way it's designed, with the point on it, and digs in about 3 to 4 inches into the lawn.
The ones that I know of have a blunt circled or rounded end because they probably found out that having the point is probably a problem. So yeah. Yeah, no. That is crazy. You know what? Things like horseshoes. You don't see people playing horseshoes.
I still
like
see them old dudes. Not like
it's
talking,
not.
but I
Yeah,
see-
that used to be a
not
every
kids.
weekend thing that people would play horseshoes. You
Oh,
don't
I
see
still
that anymore.
Them dude right there on Bayou Road. Dudes be right there in the point.
But you talking about people of a certain age. But that
Man, that's
used to
the
be
only
a
place they
every.
play.
That would be a every weekend thing. You see somebody playing horseshoes, and you don't see people and like actual horseshoes, not these new rubber coated things. These are the ones that went clank when they hit stuff.
And the pole, you could bust your thumb trying to nail an iron pipe in the ground with the iron horseshoe. And they said, "Oh, bro, we did that with so many."
Oh my goodness.
Caps,
like the cap gun.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but
They
that's
just
why I
made
just said,
noise.
No.
Unless
See,
are
because
you one of the
were-
people that took the coins and like
did that
went
too, but
across it?
That was more for and to make the little puff. But if you really wanted to find out the exact damage capabilities of an average dime store roll of caps, then you would take a box of caps and unroll them. And you know, if you unroll a box of caps, it's 4 rolls stuck together. Then you had to take the individual rolls off, put them in the cap gun, pop. But you got 4 rolls of caps per box, right? And I think like 25 or 30 individual popping caps per roll, right? So to find out what you wanted to do, you would take that roll and instead of separating it, you'd leave it together, set it on top of a brick, and then slam another brick down on it. Then you will see the combined effects of what will happen.
You got any scars left from doing it?
It wasn't me, it was my brother.
Oh, he have any scars left
I don't think so.
from
But,
that?
Oh, it pulverized the brick
Mm-hmm.
and turned it. It was one of them old St. Joe brick, old red brick,
Mhm.
smashed it on top, and the explosion pulverized the brick in his hand and sent shards of brick flying during the implosion. So yeah, he had a bunch of different marks. It didn't blind him or nothing. So God is good, and He protects children and food. But that was a dime store roll, 4 rows of caps, still stuck together. And when you do them all at once, it can disintegrate a brick.
Okay. The more you know. When you leave kids to their own devices, they're always going to figure out something else to do. Old playground sets, when you had the swings, the poles that held them up, you got tired of swinging, so then you climbed the pole to go across the top of the swings. That was not a boy-girl thing. That was, I'm bored and I want to just
Hang
do
upside down,
some other
slip,
thing.
fall,
Yeah, injure.
injure yourself.
I've never broken any bones. And I pay attention to other people's like, that doesn't look safe. Let's see what happens to you. And if you had a near miss or something, I was like, yeah, I was right. That wasn't safe. So you done it for me. I see how that works. So I'm just kind of done.
If they had an image on what? With the
With whatever they were doing.
Oh,
like if
okay,
it was like,
okay. All right.
like you just made it. And like had this not aligned a little, if you had moved a little less quicker, then that was an injury waiting to happen. Yeah, that's not for me. That's not for me.
Now, niggas say there's a group of older men who get together around her house every Friday. They fry fish and play horseshoes.
Oh, that sounds nice.
It actually sounds like fun.
That sounds nice.
I'd bring a case of beer.
Right.
Yeah, I'd bring
That
a case
sounds
of beer.
fun.
That just sounds like, a regular neighborhood laughing and joking, talking all day, playing horseshoe, frying fish, drinking beer, and then you go to your house. No trouble, no madness, some good laughs, I would imagine. Some really good.
But that's people who have lived life to be able to recount some things.
That's right. It's the Front Porch, y'all. WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
Don't go nowhere. Y'all bad chill Wednesday. We're going to see you on the other side of the break.
Good morning and happy Wednesday. I'm Morgan Lentis with WDSU News, and here's a look at today's headlines. The New Orleans Police Department is investigating a shooting from overnight in Central City. It happened around 10:45 near the intersection of St. Andrew Street and Simon Boulevard Avenue. Detectives say a woman was shot. She was transported by EMS to a local hospital for treatment. There's no word on her condition at this time. Then the latest NOPD Citizen Satisfaction Survey is providing new insight into how safe people feel in the Crescent City. That survey found satisfaction with the police department went up 7 points from 40% last year to 47% this year. More than half of people surveyed say the city is safe, adding they think bringing in Louisiana State Police is having a positive impact. The legislative session in Baton Rouge comes to an end tomorrow, and before then, lawmakers will consider a first-of-its-kind bill that would criminalize law enforcement agencies that do not cooperate with ICE. The Senate will consider that measure today. And finally, the LSU Tigers depart Baton Rouge this morning, headed to Omaha in search of another national championship. Fans are encouraged to cheer them on as they leave Alex Box Stadium beginning at 9 a.m. The Tigers play Arkansas this Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Time. And that's a look at today's headlines. I'm Morgan Lentis with WDSU News. Have a great day.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by FidelityWealthManagement.com. One United Bank is one of the nation's largest black-owned banks. Kevin Cohey is chairman and CEO, and he spoke to Bloomberg about how One United's embrace of new technology is a big part of how it's able to serve so many people.
The reason the company has grown so fast and we have such a large breadth of customers is because of our technology. That's what's unique about us. Our data aggregation technology is second to none, i.e. our ability to pull together all your financial information no matter where it is, so you can actually literally understand on a real-time basis where you are financially.
One United Bank is investing in AI to help enhance the digital banking experience.
Which, by the way, we've been working on for over a decade, which takes that same information and helps you to make better financial decisions on a real-time basis.
I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies the same item, current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at Lowe's.com/lowest price guarantee.
New Orleans, are you ready for a voice that says what you're thinking? Who that, you might ask? Arrington Gavin. That's right, I'm your guy, host of The Arrington Gavin Show, giving you so much filled with bold opinions, real conversations, and zero sugarcoating. We're going to be diving into the issues that matter, politics, pop culture, and all the above, unfiltered and unafraid. Catch The Arrington Gavin Show weeknights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., Monday through Fridays, right here on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
Hello, I'm Gary Clark. Please tune in to Dr. Clark 101, The Living Classroom, which is broadcasted weekly every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. on WBOK 12:30 a.m. on your dial. And as always, it's been a pleasure.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 12:30 a.m. You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 12:30 a.m.
Welcome back, y'all. It's the Front Porch, WBOK 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about
all day long.
I'm your host, Graylin Bryant Banks.
And I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree. Hey, y'all.
That's the crew on the other side, y'all. Sending it over. 4 of them. 4 the hard way over there.
Hey.
Hey, that's Mari with the signature right there. There you go. Now y'all know she is there along with the rest of the peoples. And of course, we have got. Oh, y'all want to hear? Okay. You want to say something to the people?
Morning.
You need to slide the thing, baby. Hold on.
Good morning, people.
There you go. That was Trey. And anybody
else? Nobody else is saying anything? All right, going
yeah, he
once.
the third. That's it. Look, that's what I call him.
Twice.
I don't care what y'all call him. That's what I call him. Listen, it's 19 of y'all on. I know y'all
Not
old. I ain't trying to remember all y'all names.
Oh,
Nigga
man.
said, boy, come here. Let's do like my stuff. Start channeling my grandfather.
You know
boy, come here. You know what I'm talking about. Get over here.
You know your name.
You know your name? Why I got to know your name?
Yeah, you know your name. You know I'm talking to you. I'm looking at you, so you know I'm talking
It's
to
all
you.
good, baby. It's
To
all
you.
good. I love tell you. 504-582-9422. What's happening, Brother Corey?
Man, it sounds like you have a time of your life right now, man.
We have my ball, man. Young people do that, man. They bring it out you.
Hey, see, bro, one of my brothers, he had, my age, he had 3 small children. And I said, man, I feel like I'm 33. He said, I feel like I'm 25. I said, Dago, how can I get back to 25? Maybe I need 3 small children, too.
Go get your 3 small ones. You feel like you're 19.
Nah. But, hey, but, saying that, right, it's very important that, if we think about it, if everybody think how to raise up a child, train up a child the way they should grow up, what they should, and they should not depart from the ways for a reason. It's like, if we keep our children out of school until they're 7 years old, I guarantee you they will learn and everything much quicker and faster because they become their total self, not dependent on anything else. They become independent on that age. But if they're younger than that, it's scientific proof that already. And you know that, the way we think, and sometimes, we think away of everything in the past tense, say, because our mind don't think of nothing but the past, really, unless you learn something new. That's when it becomes something different. But besides that, we got to train our children not to, always have them learning something because they're going to be thinking about their past things unless the things that need to be done. So, so all I say to the Front Porch is, hey, every child, make sure they learn something each and every day. I mean, each and every day. I don't care if it's relearning it. Whatever, just learn something each and every day because that's very important so their mind can always think about the now and the future and train themselves that way. Because as we get older, we keep on thinking about the past things all the time, man, not knowing that, hey, everything's just in the now tense so we can make progress in life. So peace and love and study to show yourself approved as a good workman. So peace and love, man.
All right, my brother. Take care, Brother Corey. 504-582-9422 is the number.
Boy, it is that.
What?
No, I was reading the comments. That's all. Yeah. I'm gonna keep looking for nothing. I am going to hold my mule instead of asking somebody else to hold it. Yeah.
All right. There you go.
There you go.
Get your mule held and everybody ought to be all right.
Yeah.
There you go.
For real.
504-582-9422. Give us a call. Let us know what's going on. Don't go too far, though, because we do have the docs.
Yes, we do.
Coming in.
What do we call them? The monkey?
Monkey Shine
The monkey
is
shine?
what Elwin, we don't call them that.
No, the
I don't call them
moonshine.
that.
The moonshine
Moonshine docs.
Yeah.
We're going to find out from the docs how they feel about being linked with moonshine or if they've got any feelings about it at all. Knowing those guys.
I don't think they do.
I don't know if they do because it may be news to them to find out that they are in fact somehow linked with moonshine. Again, I don't know if they've ever told us anything about moonshine, but they might have had a private conversation with Elwin. That may have been the case.
Dear Front Porch family, y'all are wild in these comments. I love y'all for it, though. It's y'all are typing probably some of my thoughts. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. My goodness gracious. Um, it is Wednesday. It was a cool start to the day. Not cool, but like cooler than what we expect summer to be. And like you said, summer has just begun. But sometimes around this time it is sweltering.
Oh yeah.
Coming in. It's like, oh
It's
God.
coming.
It's been good weather. So
Don't rush it.
yeah, thank you. Thank you for that.
Certainly coming.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the sun rising in the east and setting in the west, baby.
Yeah, it's coming.
Summer in New Orleans is coming, and we'll let you know
When
it
it's
is here.
Yeah, for
It
sure.
is here. Make no worries. Don't make no plans, because it's going to change.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It is going to change. When you walk out the door, you say, you know what? I really don't want to go see the people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going nowhere. And it has happened. It'll get slapped in the face and turn around and walk in.
Uh-huh.
Walk right back in.
For sure.
You know?
For sure.
We're going to try to get the docs in. I think we need to take this.
We're going to take a break now and see if we can get them on the line?
We're going to take a break now and take this break now because we're going to try to get as much time with the docs. I don't want to give them that short in time. 504-582-9422 is the number right here. We're going to take this quick break. You're tuned into the Front Porch, WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
See y'all on the other side of it. Welcome back, y'all. It's the Front Porch, WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
I'm your host, Graylin Brian Banks.
And I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree. Hey, y'all.
And that's all four of them on the other side of the glass, y'all. Bringing it to you right here on this Bad Churn Wednesday. Our docs are going to call us as soon as they get free. We just had to check in with them and find out, man. You know, them dudes be busy.
Yeah,
but
of
we
course.
were trying to get with them so we can get you guys the latest and greatest information about what's going on here to keep you safe, to make sure that you are as germ-free and stress-free as you can possibly be.
I want them to talk about what our STIs and STDs are looking like right now in our region or in our state, because we laugh about it, we joke about it, about people not protecting themselves and just being out here loosey goosey, but like I want to know what the numbers are and what the impact, especially with the reduction of information that's being shared, like by the national sources. What is to come, and what have they been seeing? Like, what are the trends with that?
Well, I wanted to ask Derry about the firing of the
all 17 of the doctor people who do the stuff with science.
That's what I wanted, because I wanted to get exactly what from a guy who would probably get a lot of his information from that body. I was curious to see how did he see that as going to be affecting what he does and what they do moving forward. And some of this stuff just, I'm going to try. Hopefully I can get somebody with a scientific background to make it make sense. But that might not happen either. I don't know, because I don't know if it makes sense to them.
I don't think it does.
So
I don't think it does. They just in there mucking up the thing.
And I'm just, what will that rot is, I guess, my question. If you fire all these guys, the whole vaccine committee, or however they were designated, what does that portend for us, for the public, for the folks who, and him as a doctor, he and Greg's, who depend on that information, what does it portend for you? Because as it goes for you, that's how it's going to go for us. If we depend on you guys to get right this information and you're not getting it, then what's happening? So that was, I was going to ask him about what he felt about like that. But I can pretty much surmise, after being around those guys, that's Oswald, Mark. His brother's name was Oswald.
Because the turpitude of the sphinctify and the clavitude of the whole situation has mortified my affluence. What are you saying, sir?
Yeah.
What?
That was
what'd you just say?
That was Damon and David Allen Greer. Because that's who used to have them really, really deep conversations.
Because the crux of the justification of the what, sir?
and
what are you saying?
They were the ones that understood clearly exactly what it was they weren't talking about, because we had no idea. Yeah, that was
because the turpentine of the jambalaya says, what? What are you saying? Or what are you trying to say? Because the words that you're putting together don't even go together. Shut up.
No, they most certainly would agree with each other. They most certainly would agree, and that's what they always did. Even if
word salad is what we call that.
Yeah.
Word salad.
That was those guys, man. That was Oswald and I can't think of what Oswald was. Damon Wayans. And it's gonna come to me, because I love those guys, man. I really did. I thought they were, because I knew people like that. You'll know people like that who think that if a word has as many syllables as it can possibly have, then they just gonna work it into a conversation that seems smart. Yeah, okay.
Oswald Bates.
Oswald Bates?
Yes.
That's him.
Oswald Bates.
I remember he was Oswald. And David Allen Greer was the other dude.
Right, because he came later. After,
because they would be having conversations.
Way too much craziness, and that was the beginning of the people we now call Hotep, saying a bunch of nothing but using all the words to say absolutely nothing. And it's like, if you don't shut up talking to me, because all of the words you just strung together make absolutely no sense. Shut up. Or you know what? Keep talking, but I'm gonna head out, because what you're saying just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you can use words, but they got to have some kind of.
At least put the words together that make sense.
You really don't. You can make your entire point with 1 and 2 syllable words. You can make just as strong and positive a point with small words. They do the same thing. If you've got an idea of what it is you're trying to say, see, that's the whole thing. You don't really know what you want to say before you just start putting words together. What are you trying to say? But I'm sure there's somewhere in there you've got a point. I'm sure that somewhere in there you've got something, a point that you would like to make. Let me ask you, what is that point? What is the point that you're trying to make? And if you can tell me that, then I might can understand what you're saying.
Or at least make what you're saying plain. You can use the words, but if the words that you're using are basically a dog chasing its tail, you're not making your point. Land your plane.
Yeah, but I see that's what I'm saying. Always, you know me, I'm saying, let's define what we talking about.
Land your plane.
That's why the first thing I said, no, okay, what is your point? What are you trying to say?
You're having a conversation in your head that I am not privy to at all.
That's why I cut you out. Tell me what you're trying to say.
Shut up talking to me. Thank you very much. But yeah, the episode it was several episodes, Mark, of the guy who had read the whole dictionary and just putting together word salad.
Yeah, that was Oswald.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
None of the words, none of them go together in stringing a sentence that would make a sense. That would make sense. Not one iota.
I know some folks like that. Not to that degree, not as bad as Oswald, but again, folks who just think that it's going to sound better if you say something big. And it's not really necessary. It's really not. If you got a point, figure out what your point is and make it. That's what simple is always better. You can flesh it out and make it, expound on it as much as you want. Yeah. But if you cannot dig down as to what it is what is the point that you're trying to make, and because we used to have an exercise, you have to try to make your point in as less words as possible. You got to make your point in as less words as possible, not more words.
It seems that people like to use more words to bury what it is that they're trying to say or do.
That's why I say from the beginning, what's your point? What you need to figure out, and don't answer me as to what your point is. When you start talking, ask yourself, what am I trying to say?
Right.
If I had to boil down this whole soliloquy into
what's my message?
Sentences,
what's
your message? What are you trying to say? Mm-hmm. And if you can articulate that, you don't need none of them other words. Oh, what?
Why
if you can articulate
why use
that,
20 words when you can say it in 10?
You don't need all those.
It's called
words.
Economy of language.
That's what it's called.
It's called economy of language, and
economy of thought.
After you keep going, after you keep using certain words, you've lost most of the people you're talking to because they're like, okay, what you're saying is pointless.
Yeah.
What you're saying is pointless. I am no longer gonna ride with you here because you're gonna keep going. So now it's just white noise.
Yeah,
that happens
because
to me a lot.
You didn't know where you were going when you started.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know. You just wanted to talk, and that's fine if you got people there who want to listen.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to do what you need to do, because it's not just economy of words, it's economy of thought. You sometimes talk like you think, which is just
word vomit.
A bunch of stuff, a bunch of disparate thoughts that have to be corralled. And there's some sense in there somewhere. But I need you to corral it and just say, you know what? The point that I'm making is this one point. One point. That's all you need to do. Because if you can do that, you're going to be well on your way. Economy of thought, economy of words. But if you can't shut that nonstop engine of stuff that's going on in your own brain, that's how it's usually going to manifest itself when you're trying to talk to other people.
It is word salad.
It's the Front Porch, y'all. WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
Stick and stay. Y'all don't go nowhere. We're going to see you on the other side of the break.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Partly cloudy, but showers and thunderstorms ramp up for the afternoon and evening. Will still be hot today. Highs reach the low 90s, feeling like the upper 90s. Windstorms do arrive. Expect frequent lightning, heavy downpours, and strong winds. There is the potential for flash flooding. Also, a couple of storms could turn strong to severe. More rain and 90s expected for the rest of the week. From the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
Plan on flying? It's time to upgrade to a Real ID. Because in order to board domestic flights, your driver's license or state-issued ID must be a Real ID, or you'll need another acceptable form of identification. So don't wait. Find out how to get your Real ID at tsa.gov/RealID. That's tsa.gov/RealID, or visit your local DMV. And then you'll be cleared for takeoff.
Hi, this is Arnie Filko. Let's elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 o'clock p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events to sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join Carrie and I every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 o'clock p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Carrie Show. See you soon.
Accrue NOLA invites you to join their community network in celebration honoring Juneteenth and Pride Month. On Thursday, June 19th, diverse professionals will gather for FET by Accrue, an evening of authentic connection and collaboration from 5 to 8 p.m. at the lab on Ursulines Avenue. This safe, inclusive space brings together innovators across the greater New Orleans area and the Gulf South for meaningful conversations that advances your business and professional career. Accrue creates pathways for sustainable growth through genuine community. So for driven networking like this, learn more at accruenola.com/RSVP.
Visit DePaul's new Algiers Health Center at 2801 General de Gaulle Drive to receive primary and preventive care for both adults and children. Services also include behavioral health, imaging, and on-site pharmacy, vision, Medicaid enrollment assistance, and more. For appointments, visit DePaulCommunityHealthCenters.org or call 504-207-3060.
Welcome to Liberty Bank and Trust, where your financial journey transforms communities. Since 1972, our customized banking solutions power your dreams and fuel your community growth. Every dollar you invest with us circles back to empower more people, ensuring opportunities for generations. Join us at Liberty Bank. Together, we empower possibility. Visit libertybank.net to start banking with purpose. Liberty Bank, there's freedom here.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Charmin Ultra Strong. You can use less, better than the rest. Charmin Ultra Strong. Your booty past the clean test. Salmon weave texture, it's the best. Study up, teach a lesson on fresh. Your booty past the clean test. Yes, sir. Charmin Ultra Strong.
Charmin Ultra Strong with diamond weave texture cleans better than the leading one-ply brand, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test. This has been a test of the emergency alert system.
You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
Welcome back, y'all. It's the Front Porch, WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
I'm your host, Graylin Bryant Banks.
And I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree. Hey, y'all.
And what, we down to one?
Did they all run away?
They all left you, girl?
Did they run away? They say, you got it. You got it.
Look at that. I mean, oh, wait. Oh, there's not. He in the corner. I literally thought he was over there by himself.
You got it. You got
love
it.
That's the deep end of the pool, baby.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
That's right. That's right. It's bad cheering Wednesday, but the docs are still being occupied, saving lives.
Yes.
And doing what they do.
They're busy.
So we're going to get a chance to talk them, and I promise we're going to catch y'all up as soon as we get some good information from them. That's right.
So you're taking this trek down?
Yeah, I just wanted to see, because I wanted to see like what they had in there, what kind of photographs. That would give me an idea of what
and that's not really a true depiction. When I tell you it was, and we're talking about the fact that I have lived on the West Bank in the house that we live in for 20 years. This year will make 20 years that we've lived in this house. And when I tell you we do nothing but sleep on the West Bank, make groceries, because we're not coming into the city to make groceries. Matter of fact, though, we have absolutely come into the city to make groceries, but everything else we do is on the East Bank. But I've been trying to find where West Bankers do their stuff, and I made a stop in an establishment last night, and it was interesting. It was quite interesting to see what people do and where they are.
All right. Yeah. 504-582-9422. We got Dr. Derry on the phone. Dr. Mark Allen Derry, thank you for taking time out and come and talk to us, man. How you doing?
Hey.
I'm good. Good morning, the two of you. Sorry that I'm a little late today, but
okay.
This is
You're
the way
busy
it works.
saving lives.
No,
We understand.
no problem, man. We know you're doing your thing. I wanted to ask you about something that I know is going to be near and dear to your heart. What are your positions on the firing of the CDC Vaccine Advisory Panel?
So I came on to talk about one thing, and you know what? It was that.
That was it. How did I know that, Mark Allen?
Here we go.
How did I
So
know that?
After 5 years, you know me well, okay?
Please, come on, tell us what you got, man, please.
All right. So this is an unmitigated nightmare. And that's the only way that I could say it. And let me put it in very concrete terms. I'm going to put it in two different, very specific examples why this is an unmitigated nightmare. Number one is that insurance companies base their coverage of vaccines based on what the recommendations are from the ACIP. The ACIP is the committee that you're talking about, 17 extremely extinguished physicians, infectious disease physicians, epidemiologists, scientists, non-partisan, apolitical choices. These are the best of the best of the best, okay? And these people make decisions that are sober, that are based on data, and that are based on the public's health. All 17 of them have been fired. What it's likely going to be replaced are going to be by people who are now political choices, and likely people who are hesitant for vaccines, or maybe don't trust vaccines, or maybe utilize misinformation, disinformation as their primary sources of information. So what's likely going to happen, and this is very systematic. I mean, people are like, oh, they're so dumb, whatever. I'm like, no, this is evil genius is what this is now they're going to make it so that insurance companies are going to not cover vaccines the way they used to. You used to be able to walk into CVS. You needed your COVID, you needed your flu, you needed your RSV, you needed your shingles, whatever. Everything was covered because your insurance company covered, because ACIP recommendations were to cover it. Now those recommendations are likely to be gone. And here's my second example. And they know that people, that people, especially people with financial barriers, are just not going to pay. Oh my goodness, $120 for a flu shot? Oh no, I'm not going to pay for that. And what do you think is going to happen? Again, it's going to not only fall on the people's back, but it's also going to fall on the healthcare's back. It's going to strain a system that's already strained. The second example, and this is the most devastating example, is that they're going to change the childhood vaccination recommendations.
Yes.
They're just going to do it. They're going to say this is not, recommended, or we don't recommend it. Again, using the same logic, insurance companies, they're not going to pay for something that they don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
And because everybody's only insured for a short period of time, they are not thinking long term. They're thinking quarterly.
Yes.
So they don't realize, if I don't give a measles shot today for a kid, in 10 years I may be dealing with that child, in critical care in a hospital. That's going to be somebody else's problem. Well, it's also going to be your problem because some other insurance company didn't pay for it 10 years ago. Now it's in your lap. But this is not how, unfortunately, this system works. So they're very likely going to change the pediatric vaccination schedule, and it's going to mean that less kids are going to get vaccinated, which means that more of us, that puts the community at risk. It's going to put the public health at risk. And the most important thing that we have to think about it is going to put strains on the healthcare system that are far greater. Like, we are already strained. You saw it during COVID.
Yes.
Now imagine that all the time. Add on top of that the fact that you were going to be there possibly could be pandemics that they've removed the vaccine contracts for. You could see, they're pulling the Jenga pieces out one by one till ultimately I predict that there's a collapse. And so that's kind of what I see. So the ACIP the firings of the scientists at the CDC, this is just another, and we're going to see more of these. Like, there's more of these cards. There's a lot of things that we don't know that we're going to be like, oh yes, of course, now they're going to go for that, because they are the ones that have all the tools in their toolbox. They know what they have. And just like today, I don't know if you guys saw that they the administration announced today they want to get rid of FEMA.
Yes.
Right? They want to get rid of FEMA.
Yes.
So apparently they say the states can handle FEMA, can handle natural disasters, but apparently they can't handle protesters.
Right.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But hypocrisy is the tool of oppression. That's the tool that is used for oppression. And I think I'm very, very concerned about that.
Well, Dr. Derry, we're out of time, but I invite you sincerely anytime tomorrow or Friday if you've got a little while. I know there's a few more things that you want to talk about, and we got today with this latest ridiculousness that's happening. But you are certainly welcome. Just give us a call, man. We'll patch you right through, and we can talk about it. All right?
We'll do. Maybe we'll try to squeeze in on Friday, okay?
Yes,
Excellent.
please.
Thank you, Doc.
Okay.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, buddy.
All
Okay.
right. Bye-bye. Thank y'all. On that very light note.
Yeah, elections have consequences, and your choices do too.
Thank y'all for giving us 3 hours out of your lives that you'll never get back, and we certainly hope we've given you a little bit of something in return for the investment of your time. I'm your host, Graylin Bryant Banks.
And I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree. Take care of yourselves and each other.
And that's everybody on the other side of the glass. Y'all practice random acts of kindness. Do something nice for somebody just because it's a nice thing to do. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we're going to see y'all on the flip.
Bye-bye.
Use the front